says. Doug, these are the Steve Schmidt Kia phone lines.
What is it now?
Jackson has a feeling, I guess.
Just a slight feeling.
Finger on the trigger, I guess, Plowhawk.
Hello, Ken?
Hello?
Hello, Ken. We can barely hear you.
Hello, good morning.
Where are you?
Is this better?
Yeah. A little bit, not much.
No caution. An interview. You guys might have covered this already. How come her dirty talk was bleeped out?
Oh, it got even dirtier for what me and Iggy. Well, since it's kind of attached on the TMA app, and we don't have our own, Pepper and Genie podcast network, I thought about the managers and GMs here and err on the side of caution on some of the dirty talk.
Ken, where are you?
I'm at a Checkers drive-thru. Okay, so you say...
for heaven's sake.
Great fries.
Fine.
They do. I got a bag in my freezer.
You don't have the authorization for super dirty talk.
Well, I don't eat. This was just me making that decision. I didn't ask.
You can't get in trouble if you bleep something out.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty vile. It was hot, Ken. Don't get me wrong, very hot.
Was it hot?
Oh, I was.
I think it's Biff.
I was ready to get my credit card number right in there.
Okay.
But, yeah. So it was.
It was hot with the bleeps.
Yeah. It was gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah, so we try to keep some of it in there.
Yeah, we wouldn't have got an FCC violation as a podcast, but we just said it was kind of graphic sexually. So, just bleep it out. They can kind of guess what she said.
Okay, I get it, but how come Iggy got to say something about his pee-pee on her boo-boos? And two or three other...
Well, the word I used...
Two other times, Kenny was just as dirty.
No, you heard the words I used.
What words? Can you say it again?
I use penis and boob.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. I guess that makes sense. I don't know.
What are you getting at Checkers?
What do you want, Doug? I'll bring you whatever you want.
Oh my God, the fries.
Oh, yeah, they got like an Egg McMuffin deal.
You would.
I think that's another industry.
Well, something like that.
Anyway, that's all. I appreciate the answer. I don't get it why you bleep out on a podcast, but I understand your caution, so that's all I got. I love the show. You guys make my day every day.
Thank you, Ken.
Keep it up.
Wow, what a wonderful call.
Happy eating.
I thought it was Biff for a minute there.
And I understand.
It sounded like Biff.
I understand why they think it doesn't make sense, but we're not necessarily established here at Hubbard. We're on their HD2 side.
Right. If they needed a reason to fire us, that would have been one.
Correct. You don't give them any ammo.
No.
So I just wanted to...
I don't think they would have, but you and I talked about it and said, we can say the F-bomb and things like that. But when it's in a sexual term and those two words were used...
It got so hot and so vile.
Just bleep them. It's no big deal. They can kind of guess what she said.
Big fan of Ken, though. Up front about it. I'm in a drive-thru at Checkers. This guy doesn't hide behind Ledoux or... I don't know.
You just get a burger.
Guys, I feel like this Hoosier fat getting Checkers before 8 a.m. is dirtier than anything Maitland said. That's from Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Can you imagine all that greasy burger you'd be eating at 7:50 in the morning?
If that's how you start your day, is it you're just giving up, right?
I think so, yeah.
Well, there's no coming back.
The guy who wants to hear the unedited dirty talk is a walrus at a drive-thru. It's from the Crestwood Coyote.
That's what he wanted. He's upset that he didn't get to use it.
Do you think he was going to pleasure himself?
Well, it's the kind of conversation that you would use for that.
All right, well.
Yeah, I love the JOI.
Nurse?
What in the world's that mean?
Look it up.
Don't tell me what to look up. This Checkers must have some kind of breakfast
Google
menu.
JOI. It'll come up.
I don't want to.
Well, then I'm not going to tell you what it means.
I got to be honest here. I'm looking...
You don't know
at the
either?
Checkers menu?
They're all closed.
Oh.
They don't open till 10.
Oh, I thought you didn't know what JOI meant.
No, I'm not looking at that at Hubbard.
Doug, Ken might have been a fibbing.
Maybe he was at McDonald's and just didn't want to say it.
Maybe that's the one in Fort Lauderdale I'm trying to get a job at.
But they're all called rallies, so maybe he's at a Checkers.
That's a good point. That's a really good point, but it's the same restaurant, but in different regions.
A
They're
rally
different names.
this hour?
Ken from Checkers had to call in to hold someone accountable for his blue balls. He's an all-timer with that first-time call. That's from Big Ten Talty.
Ken from Checkers is such a good name.
Well, Plowsy and I enjoyed it because I said, I'm going to be using this, and Plowsy said, can I give you a credit card? So we were both impressed with their dirty talk.
Okay, cool down, Ken.
Hello, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that Rosalita's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6, and let Rosalita's cater your next event. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm with a great sponsor of TMA, and that's Longo Biggs of the Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. People are starting to head out now. It is summertime, but that means an increase in car accidents.
Hey guys, like Tim just said, summer is finally here, and that means there's more people on the roadways. And you might be going to a Cardinals game, or maybe you're headed home from taking your buddy's money on the golf course. But with increased traffic on the roads, it also means a higher likelihood for car accidents. If you get in an accident, contact our firm immediately. We've successfully handled a countless number of car, motorcycle, and truck accidents. And if you go to our website, you will see we have received awards for doing so. We will make the process easy for you while maximizing the compensation you receive. Go to our website or Google Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07, give or take a few minutes, Doug. It's fine, though.
Yeah.
Oops.
A little tardy,
Well,
but
they're not
it's
happy.
okay.
They're not happy.
Who's unhappy?
Really? I mean, it just
Leave us be!
didn't time out as well as what it usually does.
Go on! Leave us be!
When a segment's midway playing, it's not like I'm going to be like, okay, we're just going to stop.
No, we don't. No.
Let it play.
With your editing abilities,
The shoes.
there's never a harsh out.
Michelob Ultra Studios, Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. Timothy, Michael McCartney, Douglas Sullivan, Vaughn, Kenneth, Iggy Strode, the Plowhawk, Action Jackson with you. Get involved, EDF Group text inbox. Let's really talk it over because it's been a few days since we've had a chance to talk it over.
Okay.
314-881-TMA5. Call in. Let's do some phone calls today.
Huh.
And we'll let guys call in today.
Well, Biff said he might call from Monte Carlo.
Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
Call in, Biff.
All right.
636-9004-TMA and email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling. Email the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. And in 25 hours, the TMA Hit and Giggle, which is brought to you by Michelob Ultra, threesomes will go on sale for the event benefiting the Megan Meyer Foundation Friday, October 6th at Family Golf and Learning Center. And your $55 ticket will include 9 holes at Family Golf, all your beer from Michelob Ultra, and lunch or dinner, depending on your tee time. And then you can just gamble with me all day long on that short game area. Good luck.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah, it is.
Really good deal.
You better believe it, Jack. So we'll just be hanging out all day on what should be a beautiful Friday afternoon in St. Louis. Doug, you tell me what the lead is. I don't know.
Well, the lead is my sore hands from ripping out carpet, Tim. I'm getting new hardwood floors on the living room due to the fact that I'm blessed. But that carpet wasn't going to take out itself.
Nice.
So I had to take out the baseboard, rip out the carpet, cut the carpet up in the sizes I could get it out of the house. Then I had to take up the tack strips, and I had to take up 500 different staples where the carpet pad was down, and I'm exhausted. It was no way to spend a Labor Day. No way at all.
Did John Vaughn?
But these are working man's hands.
You're blue collar.
Right. So now I'm not going to be much good to you today because I'm worn out. I'm tired. Not as young a man as I used to be. I'm a little weathered. Yeah, now I won't have this wood floor for another 3-4 days, at least, maybe a week. So I'm not happy, no. That's what you want to talk about? That's what we'll talk about.
It's the lead.
I told myself I wouldn't do this kind of thing anymore, yet there I was, on my hands and knees.
Ooh, bad boy.
I was not being a bad boy.
A bad little boy.
And now we have one big cabinet, one of these wall unit type things. It's too big to get it out the door. I can't get it out the door.
Why didn't you hire a CBC grad to remove the carpet? That's from the Hunchback of On Castle.
Oh, well, I don't think there's any that live in my neighborhood. We don't have CBC grads there. We have a John F. Kennedy. We have a couple Hancocks. and those are all doctors. Those are just the doctors.
You know, he changed his name.
Who?
Hancock.
John Hancock did?
Yeah, he used to be Foot Penis.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Oh, for heaven's
Jackson, let's
sakes.
just go work on Balloon Party.
Is this a bit?
I think it was
That was a little bit of a bit.
Wonderful.
That's a little bit.
Didn't feel like a sketch was coming.
No, a sketch we'd have went further with it.
Nothing happened over the weekend anyways.
Why is there not more football on Labor Day? I was hungover and had to touch myself 4 times and watch Lifetime all day. It's from Caller Buzz.
I guess I'm just not going to be able to watch football on ESPN all year.
I
did you
kind
not
of
get it?
feel like that's the lead. I mean, relatively speaking, like locally and having the most impact on people, I don't know. I mean, the biggest story to me is Deion Sanders in Colorado. That's what I think. But if you're talking about low, I mean, with Cardinals, I don't even know. Hey, who'd they play? What's going on?
They didn't play. They
didn't
took
play?
Labor Day off. Who takes Labor Day off?
Oh, did they really not play?
Yes. And now we got JoJo Romero on the IL.
God, I saw Jackson from our balloon party sound that there were like 300 Cardinal sound bites.
There's a lot of baseball this weekend, just not much yesterday. And,
Well, they didn't play.
well, that's your opinion.
First time.
Thank you.
First time in 30 years they haven't played on.
Is that right? That's a nice fun fact.
And they had a Sunday off this year. What the hell is going on with the schedule?
Have you watched this team?
You'd prefer them to have days off?
I saw a fun stat about Motter. He's the first Cardinal player ever with 80-plus at-bats with less than 5 runs and 5 RBI. That's so good.
So you can say he's the worst hitter ever.
Yeah,
That's got an extended look.
Again, one of my favorite versions of the Cardinals is
this one
currently going on right now. Yes.
Well, now with Romero on the IL, we don't have a closer. How are we going to close this 11.5 game gap in the wild card?
That is a good question.
Any injury outside of like Arenado or Goldschmidt losing like an arm or a leg is absolutely pointless for the season.
It seems like everyone but those two have been hurt this year.
Walker looked good. Little bright spot on the season.
Can you explain to me why you don't let Adam Wainwright pitch against the Pirates? You save him for the Braves?
I believe that was his choice, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Why does he just want to go down there and get thumped? That's the best team in the league.
He wants to pitch at home.
And just get destroyed?
God, the Brave stats of like
What's the difference?
5
Being
guys
destroyed
with
every
30
game he
bombs.
pitches anyway. Where does it matter where he pitches?
Well,
Oh, he's bad.
I don't know. The last one he was good. Last game he pitched, he was really good. But
Right.
geez, not many people
Cardinals
fare very well against the Braves.
beat.
You think he's coming back?
Braves.
I don't think he's coming back now. This season probably left a sour taste in his mouth. So I don't know what we'll do, no. Well, back to my problem now with football. Even after I get the carpet ripped out, I can't watch football on ESPN or the Southeast Conference Network.
That's a problem, actually. YouTube TV worked great. I watched every game.
Huge problem, brother. This is was talking with a gentleman in sports television, not locally. He texted me on Friday, and I was out there, as you can imagine, Doug, just ball striking.
Oh.
But he said, media stocks diving today. And as you can imagine, when I'm dialed in, I'm not watching the market. My portfolio is so strong.
Right.
And he said, check Variety article just hit in the last hour. I think the dominoes might be falling, and Charter took the first big swing. Of course, he's right on this. You understand this story better than any journalist, locally or nationally. I agree with him on that.
God, he's eliminating.
And I said, so what do you think's going to happen? No one knows, but expenses are so high, people are willing to take the hit to stay afloat. If Disney had a good direct-to-consumer option, they would be using it. Don't forget about the writers and actors strike impacting things as well. All these colleges running to the cover of a big conference, but that money is all based on subscription fees, and that model is collapsing. Not later, it's collapsing now. In other words, this is going to have an impact on the realignment. It's already having an impact, I think, locally on the Cardinals and what they're doing. I could be wrong on that, but I continue to believe that's a monster story that isn't getting much attention. But now it's impacting many, Charter, Spectrum, whatever the hell it's called Spectrum locally, but nationally it's called Charter. What the hell's going on?
I don't know.
Either way, they're digging in, and I read that article, and their CEO is not making any move off of it. They are more than comfortable to dig in. Of course, Disney's blaming Charter, Charter's blaming Disney, and so on. But if you are a Charter customer, Doug, I don't know when you're going to get to watch ESPN again.
When I leave my house and go somewhere where they have a different TV set.
Yeah. To me, it still amazes me that that's still an issue. I mean, a week feels like a year in terms of missing 2 weekends of huge sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you have to decide what's more important to you. I mean, you keep Charter so you can watch Cardinals or Blues, or do you get rid of Charter, get YouTube, and watch football?
I watch Cardinals and Blues. If given that choice, that's what I watch.
God, it's like eating.
So then you can't watch
chicken
football.
with no
God, it's brutal.
seasoning.
Or you can be a moron like me and just have both.
Well, there is some football still on the networks. Some.
Colorado TCU is on Fox.
Yeah, I watch some of that. I won't get all of them, but I'll get some, I
You're going
guess.
to miss the Illinois-Kansas game on Friday.
I'll gladly miss it.
You'll miss basically every Missouri Tiger game.
Yeah, I have AT&T, and I don't get the 2 Fox or Channel 11. The message on the screen basically says, get an antenna. It's from the angel of the morning.
Well, that is pretty easy.
Local television.
If you ever had one of those, it's awfully easy.
There is that discourse on whenever you're talking on Twitter or something or Facebook when you're like, yeah, Spectrum's not working for, like with Disney, you can't watch ESPN, and some great person's like, well, YouTube TV is working great for ESPN. It's like, yeah, we're not talking about YouTube TV, jackass. We're talking about Spectrum. Obviously, if you have YouTube TV, it's different than having Spectrum.
YouTube TV, in terms of how easy it is to use, you can go to the library and watch movies and shows that have already been on YouTube TV. It might be the best app, the easiest to use, the best interface on the planet.
And if it had Bailey's, I'd be Golden Grams. But
That's
you know
the
what?
one
I'm
thing
not
they don't
Golden
have?
Grams. No, it doesn't have Bailey's, so that's why I have Charter as well, or Spectrum, whatever the hell it's called. This latest story from Variety to convey to because you can sit there, they're both greedy and then just do populist stuff and never really get into the business element of why this is going on. But, you know, it's important to get likes. Cable giant Charter Communications and content titan Disney are squabbling over about $2 billion. $2 billion!
Oh.
In programming costs, but the price of their battle for the media industry overall could be exponentially higher. Disney on Thursday yanked its popular TV networks, which include ESPN, ABC, and the Disney Channel from Charter's Spectrum cable service, which reaches nearly 15 million homes, including many in big markets like New York City and Los Angeles. They did not include St. Louis there.
As a big market?
Right.
What the hell are they talking about?
At issue, the companies say, is Disney's interest in seeking higher rates placed against Charter's desire to gain more flexibility in the way it packages Disney's properties. Charter also wants to offer Disney streaming services like Disney Plus at no additional cost to its customers, a move that would erode some of the new business Disney has gained with these popular hubs. Skirmishes like these happen frequently in the media business and have surfaced even more as content companies and their distributors scramble to keep revenue locked in while consumers move to streaming outlets. Charter estimates it pays Disney about $2.2 billion each year in fees for its programming. But when subscribers are so willing to cut the cord and move to streaming, any new hikes threaten the base that's left. Charter may not get everything it seeks, but its demands are likely to be echoed elsewhere. Quote, this is the most important part here, the future of this Charter/Disney negotiation has dramatic ramifications on the rest of the industry aside from Disney. And that comes from analysts from the Moffett-Nathanson research firm in a Friday note when all these stocks were diving. One of the biggest sticking points in the discussions, according to a person familiar with the matter, is the notion that Disney's streaming services be accorded no extra value while being made available to a broad set of Charter subscribers. And I can understand why Disney wouldn't want that. That all the apps would just be included if you're a Charter subscriber. ESPN, Disney, I get why Disney wouldn't want to do that. But Charter is saying, okay, then we're just willing to cut ties with you because we're paying $2.2 billion. We're upside down on the deal. We're just going to deal with it. And we're willing to lose customers, and the loss of customers will actually cause less of a loss to the business than paying $2.2 billion. So at its core, that is the issue. And you can call it greed, call it whatever you want, but that's an attempt to summarize the issue that I don't know if it's going to be remedied anytime soon. And so a number of people are trying to cancel Charter. But then when you try to cancel Charter, you're on hold for an hour, as you might expect. They're not necessarily rushing to process.
It's like
the
canceling your phone charger too, your phone system.
Well, you should be able to just, because I have this Charter Spectrum app, or for internet, sorry, but it's same premise, I would assume, for your TV as well. You pay it on the app. It's amazing how you can't cancel it on the app. They actually make you call, because then you have to hear the sales pitch. Are you sure we can throw in these amount of channels for... And then they lower your bill for a month, and then every couple months, it's $2-3 more, and then you're back to paying the same, and then you play that game again, trying to cancel it. They throw in another channel, and then they bring it back, hike it up again.
Well, are they even in negotiations at this point? Are they talking? Are they at the table? Are they trying to hammer out an agreement?
I like that. I don't know. I guess with a 3-day weekend, I would imagine people are still working. But this story came out, over the weekend. So for St. Louisans who want a solution, okay, you can pull off a Charter and then move to YouTube TV, but then you won't have Bailey's.
Right. I got to have that.
Yeah.
For me, anyway, I prefer that to the college football. Maybe enough people in my situation will say, oh, here comes a Mizzou game. I'll go somewhere to a friend's house. I'll go to a bar, restaurant, somewhere and watch it there.
But you're not going to get the national championship game either, right, or the playoffs. It's ABC. I know ABC's affiliated with Disney, but that also included you can't watch ABC
all
on
Disney
your...
channels.
No,
So
I don't know. I
ABC
haven't
and
tried.
ESPN have the right to the national title game, am I correct? Again, I'm asking when I shouldn't... I probably could look
if I
this
try
up.
to turn on Channel 30 now, I won't get that either?
No.
No, because Disney affiliated.
ABC's out. Okay.
So I thought that was it's
some
going to be
people-
huge over time. You're going to get annoyed with that pretty quick.
Well, I could get an antenna for that.
Good morning. At 11:15 a.m., when I could not watch the Colorado game, I canceled DirecTV and I signed up for YouTube TV. The hell with Bailey's and the Cardinals, or regular season Blues. I'll worry about it in April when football's over and the Cardinals restart the Blues playoffs. That's from Lady Sonia's Teacup.
Okay.
So people are bouncing around.
Right.
YouTube TV is great, man.
Because DirecTV doesn't have Fox at the moment.
That's correct.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, there's no right answer to this.
Yeah.
You might have to actually buy all three.
You have all three. You got a guy with an antenna. You got Spectrum rolling fiber optics, and you're downloading YouTube TV all on the same day.
Well, the antenna really is a very inexpensive piece of equipment from Best Buy or wherever. Plug it in the back of your TV, and you get all the local stations.
Have you used
It's a very little thing that just sits right next to your TV.
Have you used one before?
Yes.
There are problems with them as well. And he's again with DirecTV, it's the same. I know what antenna you're talking about. Any sort of weather, you're done. Like those antennas are. It all depends on where you sit it too. If it's in the basement, you're not going to get a great signal. They're not the easy. It's not just buying an antenna and set it and forget it and you're good. And, that's
Well,
not the
it's
case.
something.
It is something,
for
but
mine,
it's not
it
going
was
to work
good.
about
It was-
60% of the time.
No, I didn't have much trouble with it.
I've had issues with that, but it
Yeah.
again was in a basement, so
There's
could be
nothing you
different.
can get that you can, like, steal channels.
Thievery! Piratery!
My buddy Rick and I did that in Soulard.
There used to be a thing, my brother-in-law hooked it up with my niece's husband, goes in the back of the TV, and then you just kind of search and pirate all these things.
Well, you can do that to your Fire Stick. You can,
Yeah, Fire Stick, that's what it was.
yeah, that's something you can do. But I don't even know if television
And it can pirate anything?
any movie that's on. Yeah, pretty much everything. Yeah,
Huh.
pretty crazy.
Number of people are saying get Fubo TV, Doug. That's your
I've
solution.
seen that. But
Yeah, I've heard it.
that has everything?
That's what the people say, and I'm looking it up right now as we speak, and it looks like it does. I wonder why that's not gaining more traction. then.
Fubu?
No. That's for us, by us. This is Fubo.
Fubo.
Jackson, what do you know about Fubo?
Yeah, I mean, there's constant commercials about it, and it's on the New York Stock Exchange, so it's very much a real company. And I do believe they have ESPN and Bally's.
Yep, they got Bally's and ESPN according to the list.
And it's about $75 a month.
Well, then why don't we all do that? They could save me a lot of money.
Here's the problem: everybody's gonna come to this,
and then they'll
and then they're gonna screw you. They're gonna charge more money. They're gonna have commercial, like everything, is going to be screwed.
You only get ESPN HD2.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I don't mind HD2.
It's gonna be a problem because they're gonna be like, oh, well, we can charge $120 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube TV was super inexpensive when it entered the arena, and now it just increases, I feel like, every quarter.
Yeah, I think I went from $39.95 when I first got it. Now it's like $79 a month.
Yeah, I'm looking for this. I'm looking at the Pro, the $75 a month for Fubo, and it has Marquee, Bailey's, Fox Sports, FS1, FS2, ESPN.
The networks?
All networks, yeah.
Local stations it has.
It's even got Grit TV.
Grit
and you know.
What's on there?
Grint
I don't know.
TV?
Grit.
Just shows Fanpage Club Championship matches.
Here is the issue with Fubo. I figured there had to be a catch. They don't have TBS or TNT.
No, God
Ooh,
forbid.
college basketball, though, that is huge for.
Well, you know, you talk about the tournament.
Oh, we can not talk about
And then
the tournament.
when the
Get everything
Blues
else.
are playing on a nationally televised game, the playoffs in baseball, not a problem for Cardinal fans this year. And, of course, Jackson could not go without TBS or TNT.
Oh.
Sorry, time is out.
Well, I bet 90.
All the paisans are going to be jumping with joy.
Okay. I bet 98% of the people could get by without TBS or TNT.
No way, not into Twitter bit.
TNT is a.
You can't get by without that?
Non-starter. for me.
Non-starter, Doug.
Yeah, can't.
What do
Gotta
you
have
mean?
TNT.
What is TNT?
TNT has the NBA.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. I meant the.
And NBA League Pass, if it's a TNT game, can't watch that League Pass. Black you out.
Hey, Tim, I already got that pale pig and his coal mining twink skank on call, like the hospital scene in The Sopranos where the one hip-hop gangster who got shot is making his bitch hold the satellite out the window so him and Tony can watch the fights. Doug, that's the recovering alcoholic explaining how he's handling this television situation.
I vaguely remember that scene. Attractive gal, if I remember.
I still have an antenna. It's I don't know, you need it anymore. But I got it off Amazon for like $7.99. It's hanging on my wall, but it's not hooked up. So if anybody needs an antenna, I can bring it in.
Well, plug it into yours.
I don't need it.
You have a second TV in the bedroom or something?
No. Second bedroom.
No, just your bedroom. I assume you have one in the family room and one in the bedroom?
No, I don't need to have one in my bedroom.
Fubo is $75, but it costs $85 if you want Bailey's.
See, I looked at the package because you can go to the 3 packages and learn more about each one. And you click on learn more and the $74.99 one, and Bailey's and all that's on there in terms of the programs that they provide. So that's a bait and switch.
Well, it's still not too bad. I guess
How are the
you
sports? Are they
everything.
great?
The sports aren't great right now.
Yeah, Doug, answer that.
Boy, when the mud will hit the fan is when the NFL has a problem. If people can't watch their NFL.
Well, you're a week away from that.
Yeah,
Monday Night
Fox.
Football.
Yeah, with ESPN.
Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football. A week
With the
from
Jets.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Who are they playing?
Ooh, it'd be great if they were playing the Packers, but they're not.
No.
They're playing. The Jets will be taking on.
I'll go Bills. I'll throw a bullet at the Bills.
They are playing the Bills.
Is it?
Yeah, I
They
just
are
remember
playing
that.
the
I
Bills.
remember the promo.
Yeah, 7:15.
That's a good glamour matchup. You got the Chiefs and the Lions to start on Thursday, and then Monday Night Football, and people want to tune in, see Aaron Rodgers play, and the next thing you know, you're blacked out. That's why ESPN pulled the plug without question. It's 7 p.m. Central Time, right when college football was ramping up on Thursday. Or Disney, I should say.
Seconds before Missouri
Yes.
started their first drive.
Now, ESPN Plus, if you have that, you don't get ESPN with that, do you?
No, so I was wondering the same thing because I've never had a situation where I wanted to watch something like ESPN Plus that was also on ESPN. But I think if it's on ESPN, that takes precedent. You can't watch it on Plus.
So I have that.
I'm thinking
that's a bundle where you can get Hulu, Disney, and ESPN Plus for like $7.99.
You can give your thoughts. Many are. 314-881-TMA5, EDF Group text inbox. Do you want to support the EDF Group as a sponsor of TMA? Well, then it's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher where you work? The answer is yes, you certainly do. So please email the EDF Group at fire@edfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@edfgroup.com. The EDF Group is hot and will prevent your facility from having hot fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at the edfgroup.com. Jackson, it's time to start play some wagers. I got to use my proxy. I think by 7 p.m. Central Time, Doug, I got to submit my picks for week one of the Circa Millions. Where will my cash go? Jackson, tell the people.
The cash is going right to Circa Sportsbook, and it's getting entered in because there's $14 million in guaranteed prizes across their 2 major contests going on right before football season gets underway. If you're heading out to Vegas, maybe for that first week of the NFL weekend, that first Sunday, you're going to be out there in Vegas. Let me suggest to you, they got 2 major contests going on at Circa Sportsbook, and they close on September 9th at 2 p.m. So get out there and get out there quickly, because you must register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada. But weekly picks are made through a proxy, like Tim was just talking about, that you register with from anywhere. First up, what Tim is in the Circa Millions. That's $6 million in guaranteed prizes. It's $1,000 per entry, max of 5 entries per person. Pick 5 teams against the spread every week, and the winner takes home $1 million. There are quarterly and season-long prizes to go along with that. Then the Circa Survivor with $8 million guaranteed to the winner or winners, $1,000 per entry, max of 10 entries per person. Pick one team straight up every week to win. If the team loses or ties, the entry is eliminated. You can only pick each team once in the season. Go 20-0 or be the last person standing to win. This is all available over at Circa Sportsbook. Get out there and get involved.
There it is, Circa Sportsbook, Circa Millions, and Circa Survivor. Send your emails in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air is the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Send your emails in for QFTA at tmckernan at InsideSTL.com. Anything and everything is welcome. Would love to get an erotic story once every year. And maybe we can get that today. Design Air Heating and Cooling is online at designairservice.com. Seth Goldcamp, he's not going to upsell you. He's carrying on the tradition of his great-grandfather, his grandfather, and his father, and that is to take care of the customer and not upsell. Doug is a client. I'm a client. Say, friends, why don't you become a client as well? It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com, the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show. We're in the Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. The secret number for our listeners is 314-252-0029. It's Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota. Go online at stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com and work with the great Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganess, and take great care of our sponsors, because I assure you they will take wonderful care of you. It's Munganess, sponsor of the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown and the 7 o'clock hour here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After, presenting sponsor of Balloon Party on 101 ESPN, stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com. And even if you didn't get your car from Munganess, get your car serviced at Munganess. It's Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Go to tmastl.com to become the Listener of the Month, Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Doug, you wanted to hear from him? You got him.
Who?
He's Biff.
Oh, Biff. Hello, Biff. Hello, Biff.
Are you there?
Yes, Biff.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, how are you, man, today?
Whew. Okay, didn't think we had you there for a moment. Oh, we're doing fine. How are you? Where are you?
We're in Monte Carlo at the moment, in the country of Monaco.
Oh.
Doug, you've been there?
Yes, I have been there.
Doug's stamping grounds.
Hello there.
What are you doing? What have you done since you've been there?
Went to the casino. Might be one of the most famous casinos in the world.
Yeah.
Went to that casino. Had some lunch at a place called Nikki Beach. Buffet lunch. Went by all the pools, looking at the girls. By the way, Tim, it's probably about nothing but smoke shows over here.
All right. That's surprising with the money there.
Ladies.
Yeah. Have you met any of these smoke shows?
Yeah, a little bit. A little chit-chat here and there. You know, I'm with 5 of us, so I'm just kind of along for the ride. I'm doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
You know?
You sound like you're out of breath. You've been running up mountains or something?
Yeah, if you remember being here, Doug, you noticed the whole country's on a hillside. Right?
I know.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that, Doug?
You're either going down a hill or up a hill. What's that?
Yeah. Yes, we remember it. So you're having a grand old time, huh?
Yeah, we're staying in Cannes, France right now for four nights. And we took a train over here for the day, just for the day,
Yeah.
20-hour train ride to Monte Carlo. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Neat stuff.
All right. Anything about your vacation we need to know about? What do you got?
You got a who?
You started to say something. You started to say something.
Oh, yeah, he wants to make his first ever appearance on the show as Mr. Goldfinger, the one that brought us here. And if it's okay, I'd like to put him on the line for his first ever call-in.
Oh, sure.
I'm gonna charge him.
Okay. Okay, hold on just a second. I'm grabbing.
This is what you need in radio right here.
Oh, this is Goldfinger.
Hello, Goldfinger. How are you?
What's up, Doug? How you doing?
Well, I'm doing fine. How's the trip going?
Well, it's been interesting because the major factor on this trip is that Biff has been in attendance, and so it's been one shit show after another.
Oh!
But we made it work, and
Can't
it's
say that,
we're having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, we boarded in St. Louis, and Biff joins us with his friend Dimples, who I think is from somewhere out on the West Coast. I never really got to talk to her because they were too busy talking to each other.
Yeah.
And we ended up boarding the plane, and I ended up having to be up in the cockpit to help navigate to go over the ocean. And there was all sorts of commotion. I went back, and the only thing I saw was Biff blowing up in the toilet. That was the end of that.
Oh, no.
So we landed, and I haven't seen Dimple since. I don't know what happened to her, but maybe she took another plane back home. I have no idea.
Oh, gosh.
So it's been interesting, Doug.
Well, it's nice of you to show Biff around. I know it's kind of a make-a-wish situation there with him.
It is, you know.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to take care of him, you know. Yeah.
But you guys saw Normandy the other day? You went to the Omaha Beach and all that?
Normandy we went to Omaha Beach, we went to Utah, we went to Gold. We also went to St. Mary Glees, where the 82nd Airborne came into land. And that's where Dick Winters had his statue there because he's the one that went to Breakhorn Manor with 25 American soldiers and overtook a 75-man German post with 4 115-millimeter cannons pointing straight down on Utah Beach and saved hundreds and hundreds of lives, you know, not thousands.
Yeah.
So it was very moving, you know.
No, I bet.
And then we also went to... Go ahead.
I said, I bet it was. Yeah, I can imagine. It would have been awesome.
Oh, it was just incredible, just incredible. And then we went to Cannes, where the British came in with those gliders in the Pegasus Bridge, and we saw where they all landed and how they overtook the Germans there.
Yeah.
It was a surprise attack. You know, it was, and the most moving part of it, Doug, was that we went to the United States Cemetery, and that was pretty moving. I mean, it was yeah, that's one opening scene of Private Ryan. You know, where was it Matt Ryan or James Ryan? I think it was James Ryan. Yeah, went ahead and came back and walked to the captain's grave, and he had his whole family behind him, and he said, you know, I did earn it. You know, I hope I earned it. You know, so it's pretty. You have all those emotions just rushing in at you at the same time. So it was quite surreal and quite. Proud to be an American, you know.
Oh yeah, I bet. Well, maybe next year you can take the whole radio show there, and we'll do some shows from those places.
Well, I'm open for that.
Okay.
How many got there?
Well, 5.
Yeah, 5. Well, that works. You've been on my jet.
Yeah,
before.
we can fit on the jet with that. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll clear some spot on the schedule.
Well, that's big news, Doug.
Okay. Yeah. So how's everything going over there?
Oh, we're all right. Just the Cardinals stink and. Football, we can't watch football on TV because of the fights between Spectrum and the Disney, and so it's not so great. Not that great, really, I guess.
Well, the Cardinals, I was wondering what the Cardinals did. I guess they got beat last night, too.
They didn't play. They took Labor Day off.
Oh.
They lost 2 out of 3 over the weekend to the Pirates and took Labor Day off to stew in it.
How was the Louvre?
Yeah, Biff's there looking at all the girls that don't have any bras on, you know.
Oh,
he's taking picture after picture. It's kind of embarrassing, but it's Biff, so we just kind of let it roll.
Yeah,
you know?
he just kind of gets away with things other people couldn't. Well,
so I hear you were in Monaco one time.
I was, yeah, in April I was there. Yeah, you and I travel in a lot of the same circles. I feel.
Yeah, sure. That's nice.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Did you get your carpet up the other day?
I got it up. Yep, I got the carpet up and out. Mm-hmm. Baseboard down,
right.
staples out of the floor. Good
I
times.
bet your wife was happy.
Yeah.
You know?
Everyone thrilled. Everyone's
Happy wife, happy life, right?
Well, that's what they say. I'm not sure how happy. Well, it sounds like a great trip.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in, guys.
Well, sure. Here, you want to talk to Biff?
Oh, okay. We'll wrap it up with Biff.
There you go. Nice talking to you, Doug, and whoever else is on this line.
All right. Good talking to you, too.
Kind of actually a good drop.
This has been the biggest humble brag call in the history of the show.
Biff, where are you?
Yeah, I'm here. I get distracted by some of the smoke shows that just walked by.
Have you met any of them yet? Yeah. You said you've talked to a few?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bit of a language barrier there.
Oh, well.
Prefer not to speak English, so.
You should grab one and put her on the air.
They prefer not to speak English.
Well, I tried the other day, as you saw, and then they got stage fright once I had them on the phone. They worried their English wasn't good enough.
That's on them.
That was Ode? Was that Ode?
Ood. Odd. Yeah, Ode.
Ode, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's going on back in St. Louis?
Well, not much. Not much, really. Kind of quiet.
Yeah. Tim, you'd like it over here as much as you admire the attractive ladies. No, I don't think I've seen very few bras over here.
Not a lot of bras? They don't wear bras in Monaco?
Or France. I mean, very few. I'd say 9 out of 10. There's 9 out of 10 girls did not have a bra on. It's just like summer dresses.
Heaven's
like you like to,
Do you know anyone who wouldn't enjoy Monte Carlo?
If you were poor, you wouldn't have much fun there, I guess.
This is why I went to journalism
Tim,
school.
you would enjoy it. We don't hate it, but you'd enjoy it.
All right, Biff, thanks for calling in. We enjoyed the travel log.
Yeah, and appreciate you letting Goldfinger on for his first ever call.
Oh, we were happy to have him. Yeah, he's going to bring the whole radio station there next year.
Yeah.
At least we begged for it.
We had lunch at the Eiffel Tower the other day on that famous restaurant up there.
Yeah.
Jules Jordan. I think it's called Jules Jordan or something like that.
That's a porn site.
Jules Verne?
Jules Verne. That's
Jules Verne.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mixed up.
Different. That's okay.
We're down at the yacht. Where the yachts are in Monte Carlo right now, Tim. There's like hundreds and hundreds of yachts that look just like the one on Wolf of Wall Street, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you need
hey, I got to get going.
Okay, get going. All right. Sorry to bother you. Thanks for calling, Biff.
I might have to put that up there with the most woof calls we've had. First of all, he said the S word in the first 10 seconds.
Yes, he did.
This is going to be a long one.
Did you cut it? Did you get it?
I got it. Just not ideal in general. We got to bleep it out on the podcast.
This call is ponderous as hell, B. That's from Manchild79. Manchild79 picks his spots.
Yeah.
He's like Justin in Colombia. He strikes. Iggy, let the adults talk. That's from TJ. I'm sorry.
He didn't say anything.
I
asked him was how was the Louvre, and he didn't answer. So,
why do you guys placate this d-bag?
Oh.
F this effing tool.
Oh.
Bleach him real good.
Yeah.
That's from the pig of the coal mines. Is that Sweet Kind? Did he rename himself?
Pig of the coal mines.
it is
Is that like Shepherd of the Hills?
It was just a humble brag call.
Oh, man. Biff is a loyal listener.
Yeah, but
Friend of the show.
in the Eiffel Tower, girls not wearing bras.
Yeah, that's Biff.
You know the Eiffel Tower, Tim? You know about that restaurant up there?
Every single question from Ken was either stepped on or completely ignored. He's about to light himself on fire, Tim. That's from Dogtown
God,
Ty.
I don't know that he is.
No, I'm not that upset about it at all. Just
Best call ever. Yep, That's from Chairman Steve, and he's in Wildwood at the moment.
Well, Steve needs to call in. We haven't talked to him for a week.
Let's hear what he's doing. I want to play golf with Steve this week.
Are you?
Yeah, I think we talked about doing it this week. But I got to follow that, Steve.
Run it through the dais.
Yes.
Play with Iggy. Play with
I'm not
me.
looking to play him for money. I will play him for money, but I'm not planning
either.
on playing for money.
I played a nice little fun round of golf with little Steve.
Where'd you
this
play?
weekend?
No, we played at Gateway. That was a couple weeks ago. Right. Like I said, the game improved. It wasn't as windy at Gateway, which is super nice because usually on a hole one, you can kind of tell how the day is going to go with that
What'd you
sweeping wind.
What did you shoot?
I think I shot 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun day. So
You
Steve's
took
a
his
great
measure?
time.
You took his
No,
measure?
he beat me by 1 stroke, 2 strokes.
Did he?
Yeah.
The Destin-loving fats would hate Monte Carlo. Thanks. That's from the Hunchback of On Castle.
I guess.
They
I
were
like both places.
They were so
I like
out
Destin,
of
too.
breath. Biff and Goldfinger are so out of breath.
Biff was, anyway.
That was addressed in the text line, I do believe.
Any chance Biff, Goldfinger, and Doug can just chat after the show? That's from the Loomster.
Sure. Yeah, I'll chat.
I just think that I wish that Goldfinger would have been big into porn.
Why would you say such a thing?
And instead of Biff paying for everything to get a credential to meet porn stars, if it had been Goldfinger, I'd be on all these trips.
God, that's a little creepy.
It's not creepy.
Yes, it is.
I would have liked Goldfinger to call.
First of all, you don't have a mom.
I'll pay for everything. You give me a credential.
So
Sure.
your kids don't have that mom that you're dating.
Well, some people have like girlfriends, wives, and things, and they don't just live and die by porn.
Well,
I know they don't, but I wish it would have been Goldfinger instead of Biff.
I've got a landing strip.
Okay.
Dimples. That was very. We didn't get enough into that. The chick's name was Dimples.
I like that. Who wants that text name?
And she showed up on the plane, then just disappeared?
Yeah, they don't really
guess.
know where she's at. That's an international hazard.
Once they got to France, she just kind of disappeared.
It's like Iggy chick. She went to that army base and then showed up like a week later to go back home.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Laura Patterson? Anna Cardente?
No, I forgot her name.
Just random.
She looked like Joey Heatherton.
Oh, sure she did.
She did.
Sure.
You know who that
Absolutely
is.
she did. Yeah.
And I don't believe it.
I got a picture of her. It looks like Joey Heatherton.
Iggy is angry that Biff's telling us about the trip he's currently on, but sees no problem telling us all about some, quote, chef class he took in Paris in the 1980s. Pot, meat, kettle. That's from Jenny, and her last name is Talia.
Well, I didn't come on the air and just say, oh, Iggy's on the show. Hi, I went to Paris. No, I mean, I was part of the show. I mean, I talk.
Yeah.
You understand the difference, right?
Doug, what does this mean? I outdrove those twisted femurs on 18 on Friday, and then I gaped him so hard behind the tennis courts. That's from the recovering alcohol.
I don't know.
Who are the femurs?
Twisted
Not necessary.
femurs.
I guess that's me. I do have twisted. My femurs are backwards.
What?
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like I have like an issue where my femurs are like all messed up.
They're backwards?
Yeah, they're not where they're supposed to be.
How can they be backwards?
This is what an orthopedic
What's a
specialist
femur?
told me. A femur?
Leg bone?
It's the thigh bone. It's the biggest. It's like the strongest bone in your body.
And yours are backwards.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of tilted wrong. It's a whole thing. That's why I walk pigeon-toed. But he's leaving out a vital piece of information that I hit a tree branch and dropped straight down, and that's why he drove me.
What course was this?
Glen Echo.
How pigeon-toed of a gentleman are you?
I have to actively think to not walk pigeon-toed so that I don't walk pigeon-toed.
Wow.
Like if I just walk naturally, it'd be very pigeon-toed.
Huh. Supposedly the fastest runners are a little bit pigeon-toed.
I can tell you I'm not fast.
You're not fast?
No, quite the opposite, in fact.
Doug, Jeremiah Cox, Park Life Films, posts in the YouTube chat, the catch with Fubo is they don't have DVR, so you have to watch everything live.
That's not a problem.
You can't record it?
And here we are. Can you pause it?
I wasn't aware of that as a non-Fubo customer, but I feel like that is material to the conversation. I'm surprised. Do they not have the technology? That would be surprising to me.
I think you probably have to pay a little extra to DVR stuff, if I had to guess.
Did that mean you can't pause and rewind?
Yeah. I mean, that'd be a big deal.
Oh, that's a huge deal for me. That's a no-brainer. I have to be able to pause it.
These are all billion-dollar companies, and not one of them can figure out how to show us television?
I'll tell you again, Doug, technology has taken a huge back. It's terrible the last 5 years. Right when Fox Sports Midwest disappeared, that's when it started. I'm not kidding.
Well, the technology gets better, but the service gets worse.
Greedier on both ends of whatever deal you're...
You can record. I have Fubo.
Oh,
that's from the 314.
somebody's upset with us.
Now we have wars. I'm not going to pay $75 to find out. I can tell you that. So I need assurance that I'm able to pause this.
Fubo has a DVR. That guy's an idiot.
Oh,
It's from
okay.
the 314.
Well,
then why wouldn't we all be on Fubo? I mean, that's it. There's our solution.
Because I have YouTube TV, and I don't care about the Cardinals and the Blues. So.
Oh, wow.
I remember in middle school, TiVo, or what is it, TiVo?
Yeah,
Remember
TiVo.
that started?
No, that was the original.
That blew my mind. I couldn't even. I said, I was like, nothing can get better than this.
What happened
right?
to TiVo? I assume they sold.
I think streaming kind of.
I know, but I mean, what happened to
them.
the company?
Oh, let's find out.
It was huge.
They had a great noise whenever you hit one of the buttons.
Oh, I love the fact that.
Oh wow, TiVo's still operating. I can't imagine
They should have sold.
Going well.
Yeah. They should have sold.
Iggy and I go back to the days when St. Louis, you got 5 stations. If you could get channel 30. No remote controls. To turn the channel, you had to get up and turn it. Yeah. Constantly adjusting the color so that the faces looked right.
I got to say, I kind of grew up just like that, though. 5 channels. We didn't have a remote. It was a box gray TV. Like, it was one of those old ones. And that's how we watched TV until I was 12.
This was in the 90s?
Yeah, this is... I lived in the middle of, like... You live in the middle of nowhere. You're not getting any sort of service or cable. So, yeah, until I moved to town when I was 12, we had 5 channels. Fox, CBS, ABC, PBS, and then I think there was another local access channel. That was it.
As I understand it, that's how Hubbard became such a huge business, is they invented these small satellite disc for TV stations to be able to go live from anywhere. And then they realized, wait a minute, this will work on everybody's house, too. And they can bring in stations from all over the country.
And that's how you make
it led to the little tiny satellite discs that you see on people's houses.
God, can you imagine in that room coming up with that idea and you just know that's a hit, man.
It works perfectly for our stations. Wait a minute, it'll work for everybody.
Oh.
The restaurant in the Eiffel Tower is called Jules Verne, and it's way overrated. That's from the Worse and Woods Wacko.
Okay.
Doug,
way overrated.
This is a global show now.
Mm-hmm.
That's HD2.
It feels like it. So many of our listeners are vacationing as we speak in Monaco.
Now we wait for licks to come over the top. That's nothing. My dad built that place.
His father built the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah. Damn. I'd definitely be bragging way more about that.
Yeah, I'm always amazed to think they built those structures so many years ago. And they're so great, so perfectly built, when they didn't have all the modern tools and equipment that we have today. People really knew what they were doing.
Wow,
like the Roman Colosseum is still standing. It's been up for 2,000 years.
I literally just saw a post about that and like, no power tools. How did this happen? I saw a great comment. Sorry, the Twinkie went down wrong. The great comment that like they
you need a drink or something.
No, that they care
maneuver?
more. That they like focused more. Like that was the task that they had to do. They didn't have another project in the works. They didn't have any social media, any outside distractions. Like the people who worked on that, their sole purpose for basically that however long it took was to perfect that building and that structure, and that's how they did it. Instead of half-assing a huge housing complex, and just using the cheapest material and trying to. They actually cared and tried and made the effort. I still don't believe that no power tools were able to make such structures like that.
Well, they didn't have them.
But that's a good explanation. Like they
well,
didn't have anything
the pyramids?
else.
How are you going to get those rocks up there?
They're true north perfectly. Like
right.
That's aliens, bro.
The math involved in making it come out perfectly at the
pyramids
top.
are aliens. Like there's no possible way. Like
you think the aliens built the pyramids?
They did it's literally pure north. I forgot exactly what they explained. It's to like the millionth degree. Like it's unreal. Like
just the math involved in going. I don't know how long they are, but it's got to be almost 100 yards, right? Is the pyramid 100 yards long on one side?
I've never been there.
But to go that long and have to do that on 4 sides and to have that work out just to the perfect measurement so that it all meets at the top perfectly.
Perfectly.
That's some smart people. We think that we've got all the answers now. But the people that came before us were much smarter, some of them, because they had to be. We don't have to be very smart to do much of anything.
Orson Woods Wacko says the pyramids are also overrated.
They're not overrated.
I got to be honest.
The pyramids are
I just
overrated.
hyped up how crazy it is. I would never want to go there.
You wouldn't?
No, they're pyramids. Like, I just don't get it. If I'm going to unlock a mummy, that sign me up. But, it's like taking a White House tour. It's like, I'm good. It's like going up in the yards.
Come on, these are some of the most famous things we have on the planet.
But you can look at pictures online and get the same idea.
Then why ever leave your house?
I agree, Doug. But like...
now we're getting somewhere.
They're kind of boring, actually.
Oh, come on. Look back into the ancient wonder of the world.
I saw them. They're like, I don't know, 500 feet tall, maybe. But if I went now, there's so many things that I want to do. I mean, I want to go every place to see Cleopatra stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, there is.
What Cleopatra stuff do they have?
I think she's buried there.
Liz Taylor.
The palaces are still there.
Liz Taylor's buried in Egypt?
Cleopatra gift shop right by the Liz Taylor Memorial.
The palaces are still there. We just saw the pyramids. That's all we did.
I'd rather do a Sedona train ride, honestly.
Really?
She's buried in Alexandria, ancient Alexandria.
Is that in Virginia?
That's correct.
Egypt.
Oh,
I could see being a little worried to go to that part of the world where they're maybe not real high on Americans. I could see that, but I can't see not wanting to see the
we went like
Sphinx or
late
the
80s,
pyramids.
so we don't really worried about that.
Yeah.
Larry Nichols on the line.
Oh, good.
Already? Got an early shoot.
Hello, Larry.
What's up, Doug?
Oh, not much. How are you?
Larry, Doug can't believe what's going on with CM Punk.
Well, you can't believe that CM Punk got fired?
I hadn't heard it, no. But now that I hear it, I can't believe it's true. What happened?
Apparently he did something backstage or something.
What'd he do?
And I couldn't read the whole...
He ate the whole? Is that what you said?
Let me finish.
Okay. What did he do?
Apparently he rubbed some people the wrong way.
How so?
I guess the way he acted or something, because...
You're the reporter. Get to the bottom of this.
Reach out to your sources, Larry.
I will. But anyway, he's no longer with AEW because he was claiming that he was the real AEW World Champion, like Ric Flair did back in the 90s when he left NWA/WCW and go to WWE.
Wasn't it the writers that figure out who the champion is?
Oh, God, no.
What did you say, Doug?
Isn't it the head of the company or the
What'd you say?
creative director, the writer? They're the ones who decide who the champion is.
Did you not hear what I said, Doug?
No, what'd you say?
I said it doesn't matter what you say.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hear that.
I was under the impression that it was choreographed and scripted.
What?
Yeah. Okay. Well, what happened on the presentation last night that we need to know about?
Well, last night was another title match for the Intercontinental Championship between Chad Gable and Gunther.
Okay.
And if Chad Gable won, that means Gunther would not break the Honky Tonk Man's 35-year record of the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion.
Oh, okay.
But
so the writers liked him.
But there's a but to this, Doug.
Okay.
Gunther won, and now he has cemented himself as the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion ever.
Longest running?
Yes.
Okay. And when you're the Intercontinental Champion, what are you the champion of exactly? What is that, Intercontinental?
Every continent on the planet Earth.
Well, then how is that different from the World Champion? Got him.
I don't know. They didn't slap a name on the title.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I feel like this is Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson at the end of A Few Good Men right there with this cross-examination.
I'm not getting that.
And then here's what
Intercontinental. That's the world, right?
No.
It isn't. I guess it leaves out the oceans, maybe?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Champion of the sea.
So you're not champion of the ocean.
Is there a champion of the sea, Larry?
Poseidon, I guess.
Yeah.
It is. Confirmed.
Anyway.
He's had enough.
Credit us.
Anyway.
Okay, sorry.
This past Saturday was a period called Payback. And one of the matches that happened this past Saturday was a steel cage match between Becky Lynch and Hall of Famer Trish Stratus. And of course, Trish Stratus lost to Becky Lynch. And then Trish Stratus' protege, Zoe Stark, she tried to help, but it went to no avail. So Becky Lynch won, and then Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark had a little altercation after the match. Trish Stratus slapped Zoe Stark, and Zoe Stark said, "I had enough." So Zoe Stark put Trish Stratus in her finishing maneuver, the Z360, and then she took off her "Thank You Trish" T-shirt and threw it down her and left the ring.
Oh.
Ew.
Why do they allow so much outside interference? Can you imagine an MMA fight or a boxing match where a friend of the guy getting beat up jumps over the ropes and starts helping? Why does that happen all the time in wrestling?
I don't know, Doug.
Let me guess, they fought last night?
No. Zoe Stark fought Shayna Baszler, and Shayna Baszler won by submission.
Okay. Well, was that about it?
And then they had at the kickoff Raw, they had the Judgment Day come out.
Did they?
And then Finn Balor's friend, J.D. McDonough, bought a gift for Damian Priest since he was Mr. Money in the Bank. But Damian Priest was calling himself Senor Money in the Bank.
Nice.
So J.D. McDonough had a new briefcase made that said Senor on the briefcase.
Oh.
So good.
Gotcha.
Will McDonough?
Correct.
No, J.D. McDonough.
Will McDonough's not wrestling? Is that what you're telling me?
He's been dead
No,
for like
J.D.
30 years.
McDonough is a wrestler.
Oh, okay. All right.
Larry, you have the top 5 countries in the world at your disposal.
Yes, I do, Tim. Thanks for asking.
No
Okay,
problem.
I'd like to hear him.
Number 5, Indonesia.
Nice. Makes sense.
Number 4 will be Greenland. Number 3 will be that continent/country, Australia.
Oh, okay.
Number 2, Canada. Number 1, United States of America.
Yes.
Nice list.
Larry, God bless you, and God bless these United States of America.
Yeah, God bless America.
There he is,
All right,
the best
Nixie.
in the business. Larry Nickel, James Carlton will be with us, and he'll be presenting the Colonel, who will join us coming up at 9:35.
Oh,
Gabe
really?
DeArmond will be with us. Missouri, a 21-point favorite against Middle Tennessee State this Saturday night at 6 p.m. James Carlton, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. It was his birthday yesterday, Doug.
Oh, was it really?
And he's my insurance agent. He's a Plowhawks insurance agent. We'd like to recommend him to you as well. Make the switch. They'll do all the paperwork for you. You will see 325 5-star reviews for James Carlton and the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency team in Webster Groves, and that's because the customer service they provide is absolutely second to none, and that is why I have been a very happy customer now for about 4 or 5 years. It's James Carlton, the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800. Or go online at carltoninsurance.net. Jackson, tell the people about Mark Hanna, because he's with Evergreen Wealth Strategies.
Yeah, he's my guy. That's who I use, is Mark Hanna. I know that's who Doug uses. Producer Joe has worked with him. A number of our listeners have worked with Mark Hanna, and they all echo the same sentiment. He is the great communicator.
Yes.
Simple as that. He is the great communicator. And when you're working with someone on your financial future, something that's so important, you want someone you know you can communicate effectively with, and that is Mark Hanna to a T. I mean, you get on the phone with Mark Hanna, you present him an issue, or you want to change your plan up, because everyone knows there's a lot of variables in life. You might want to start saving for something different than when you first started working with Mark Hanna. And if that is the case, you get on the phone with Mark Hanna, you're going to feel better with getting off that call than when you got on it, and to me, that is worth everything. That's exactly why I work with Mark Hanna. It's exactly why you should work with Mark Hanna as well.
314-889-0503, or go online at evergreenstl.com. It's Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies. You might be in the market for a home. If that is the case, we would like to recommend Jeff Lotman of Compass Realty. He has 22 years and over $500 million in sales in the St. Louis market. That's a lot of experience and a lot of success. He joined Compass to start and build Compass St. Louis into the #1 luxury brand in St. Louis, as Compass is the largest luxury broker in the world. They never turn down a referral, no matter what the price is. Luxury is much more about the experience than the price. They treat all their clients the same way. If you are looking for a home, you know it's very competitive out there right now. go to JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's right. That's exactly what you do. You work with Jeff Lotman, loyal TMA listener. Jeff Lotman, Lotman Realty, connect buyers and sellers in other cities across the globe. If you want him to sell your home, JeffLotman.com. And if you are looking for a home, get somebody with 22 years experience in St. Louis to help you out. That's Jeff Lotman of Compass Realty, JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's it. That's exactly right. That's what it is. All right, we will close out our Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. We are 24 hours away from registration opening for the TMA Hit and Giggle, brought to you by Michelob Ultra, benefiting the Megan Meyer Foundation. It's Friday, October 6th at Family Golf and Learning Center, and your $55 ticket will include 9 holes, beer from Michelob Ultra, and lunch or dinner, depending on your tee time. Tee times are at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Teams of 3. You can register individually, or you can register with your team. And then we're just going to sit on the short game area, and I'm just going to Venmo for rolls with people.
You are?
Yep. Yeah.
You're going to take their money?
Absolutely would.
Are you?
Absolutely would. Yeah, that's coming up tomorrow. You can open, the registration opens at 8 a.m., and you can sign up your team of 3 or just sign up individually. It's Friday, October 6th at Family Golf and Learning Center, with portions of the proceeds benefiting the Megan Meyer Foundation. Time for us to close out the Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com. You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on, and that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hello, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that Rosalita's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6, and let Rosalita's cater your next event. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
Okay.
Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at tmastl.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Get the TMA mobile app and enable notifications so you don't miss a thing. See our content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Stream us on the TMA mobile app and at tmastl.com.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics. We'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
All right, here we go. Here's something new. Announcing the first ever TMA Hit and Giggle. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Benefiting the Megan Meyer Foundation. Friday, October 6th at Family Golf and Learning Center. It's a 9-hole par 3 tournament full of threesomes. Oh, geez. And it's a walking course, so if you're a walrus, start getting in shape. Your $55 ticket includes 9 holes, beer from Mich Ultra, and lunch or dinner depending on your tee time. Plus shipping and putting contests for our degenerate gamblers. You'll also get to see Iggy's Long Drive Challenge. Can he hit it 210, 220, maybe 223? Who knows? But it should be a fun day no matter what. The first ever TMA Hit and Giggle. Brought to you by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Better than ever for you, their customer. And Family Golf and Learning Center. They make St. Louis better at golf. Visit FamilyGolfOnline.com. Tickets go on sale Wednesday, September 6th at 8 a.m. Get all of the Hit and Giggle info now at TMASTL.com. Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday. Right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app.
You gotta be on acid to understand what's going on this show.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
This is an Iggy request, but he's not in here.
No.
Of course.
This'll serve him right.
There it is.
He missed the song that he wanted.
You're going to have us replay it, so I'll make sure to keep it up.
And this was like a 7-minute break.
Yeah, it was a good break. At least 6, for sure. It's Jimmy Buffett, by the way, R.I.P.
76 years old.
Yep. That sucked.
Yeah, skin cancer, apparently. Merkel cell skin cancer.
Yeah, it had gone from skin cancer to lymphoma, is my understanding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a great catalog. And kind of a marketing genius.
Oh, yeah. Is there anybody who
absolutely.
doesn't like Jimmy Buffett? Even if it's not your favorite style of music, you can't help but like him, right?
And the videos of him in this, he just looks like a cool dude, man.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody I'd hang out with, for sure.
He was huge in Miami when I was down there.
Yeah, big South Florida guy.
76, it seems like he would be older.
Oh, I just finished off my banana.
Well, he was
If
good
you're
when he
watching
was...
on YouTube, what a treat. How many guys just
wasn't
lost
that much
control?
of a treat. It just wasn't.
What's his now? I mean, did he own any of the Margaritavilles?
Oh, God, yeah.
Was that his? That was his whole thing.
Licensed his name. There was a play. I was reading a really good New York Times article on him. Doug, what do you call the New York Times? The Gray Lady?
I don't really.
You got a net worth guess, Doug?
$1 billion.
It is.
I was about to say it's $1 billion.
It's $1 billion. Wow.
Yeah, once you reach a certain net worth, you submit your net worth to this website.
To Google.
Yeah.
All your tax information.
Absolutely, and these are incredibly accurate. But he was not necessarily the guy who the music represents. He was a very sharp, aggressive businessman, I suppose.
Well,
but he sold the message of that lifestyle with the music and then the Margaritavilles and so on and so forth.
Well, he's one of the great entertainers of his era. That's
Absolutely.
For sure.
Think we played Jimmy Buffett per your request.
It was a great song. I don't think I've heard that.
But now is your chance.
Some Monday we played.
Great song.
I didn't know he was worth $1 billion.
Gosh, that's all you can say about
like
this
that was
guy. He was a
kinda-
genius in his own right.
I apologize. I thought we were going to do it at 7 o'clock hour, and I'd have been in here.
What do you mean?
You know me. I'm never late. I'm never early.
No, always late.
Never late.
Never early.
Yeah,
Who
that
sees
one.
my nurse?
Who's right?
I saw he came to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater like 7 times.
Yeah, I saw him 4 times. And I put some on my Facebook page, just what his music meant to a lot of people. And it was weird because I don't cry very often.
You make others cry from time to time.
Well, Mickey Mantle and some others.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting on my patio.
These people were a mess after you got done talking to them.
And I got done typing the Facebook thing, and I just put on Happily Ever After. I was sitting on the patio, and I just started crying. I don't know why, but he's just
Probably because you were sitting on a possum again.
no,
nibbling at your hole.
no. My 30 new neighbors came scrambling out as they always do, and looking at me like,
What's wrong, buddy?
yeah, he'll be missed though. He's one of the few guys that his music just pretty much can hit everybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Doug, that's
matter.
exactly what you said.
Mm-hmm. Everybody loved him. Everybody loved him. I didn't think I ever heard anybody say, "Nah, I don't like Jimmy Buffett."
Well, there's one guy that posted on his Facebook page, and I went after him. I didn't go after him. I just he took it down, but he posted.
Who? Like a random guy?
Yeah. Well, he was a friend.
Bill's Facebook.
Bill's Facebook page.
He was a friend of my Facebook. I don't know who he is, but he's a friend. I got a lot of friends.
And you chewed his ass out.
He posted. He goes
crying.
He posted.
You're
he
a
said,
dog avatar come to life.
Yeah. Well, it was just I was upset, and he posted. Sitting on my patio this morning, my neighbors, or yesterday, or whatever, this afternoon, my neighbors having a pool party, just blasting Jimmy Buffett all day. Not my cup of tea. I didn't need to hear it. I said, why would you come on and post that? Not my cup of tea. I didn't need to hear it.
Let him have it.
Well, if you don't
Let him have it.
If you don't like the guy, just
Blistering.
you don't have to post it. Just say, yeah, my neighbor was playing Jimmy Buffett in his honor today at the pool party. So then I don't care for him. Wish he turned it off. Not a big fan. Nice to hear. I just said, nice tribute. The man just died. You couldn't just leave it alone. He deleted it. And then
Did you block this guy?
Then I blocked
Block him. Block him.
No, I unfriended him.
Is this about Jimmy Buffett still?
Yeah. It's about Iggy.
Still a tribute?
About Iggy first, and then a little Jimmy Buffett thrown in there.
The tribute of Buffett.
About me?
Mm-hmm. About you sitting on a possum and crying.
I didn't say that about a possum. You did.
Oh. Any one of us did.
If you never heard the song Happily Ever After, it's I guess not one of his. I mean, everybody thinks Cheeseburger in Paradise, Margaritaville, but there's so many songs that, God, he's had like 200 songs released.
Yeah.
That you find these little tidbits. That he actually did a song. He did an album during COVID. He couldn't perform. It was killing him. So he did some Zoom stuff, but then he put an album together. 50 songs you probably don't know from Jimmy Buffett, like some of his 50 songs nobody really listens to. And he just remixed a whole 50 songs that a lot of people don't know about.
Okay.
That's how you become a billionaire.
Yeah.
Remix.
He's only made, I think they said he only made like 3% of his money from music. Everything else was restaurants and merchandise and all of his entrepreneurial things he's done. Books.
Yeah. I'd give a problem.
Yeah, I don't like.
I never like it when it starts like that.
No.
Somebody posted that exact same thing on the fan page. That's from Angel the Morning After.
Posted what? Which
I don't know. Angel the Morning After.
Who was
Collins.
first?
Just
You
not
get
a
that
fan-
out of the way.
Not a fan of Jimmy Buffett. I don't know why they're playing it, all of his music. And
That was posted on the TMA fan page?
I don't know. I'm not on there. If you're saying the same thing was posted on the fan page, I guess that's what they were saying.
This is the neighbor who's complaining about the neighbor?
No, we said the same thing. Probably somebody said, I'm not a Buffett fan. I don't know why everybody's playing all of his music on whatever. I'm not on there. I don't know what
No, you're not on there, so you wouldn't know.
Only the decomposing pumpkin could turn the death of one of the most beloved musicians of all time into a story about his own Facebook activity. It's from Tervis Parish.
I just said that I posted a kind of tribute to him on my Facebook page. Why is it about me?
Well,
I mean, I've never
Shoot
seen.
out your neighbor.
Well, it's not my neighbor.
He had it coming,
Whoever
this guy.
posted that. I didn't care for somebody basically saying I don't like Jimmy Buffett. A day passed away. Why are you saying I really don't like him? Wish he'd turned his music off.
It's hard to go to a pool party and not hear some Jimmy Buffett.
I know.
That's what everybody plays. He's got one whole genre almost to himself.
Good morning. Morning. I like that, Doug.
Morning.
If your primary source of news and information is the TMA fan page, you're an absolute loser. Thanks. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko.
Yeah.
I don't think the guy was saying this is source of news. I just brought up the thing about the guy on Facebook saying he didn't like him, and
Well,
somebody
sure
just
you
said
did.
somebody posted the same thing on the fan page.
Uh-huh.
It's not news. The thing that did upset me.
Oh, no. No. I knew there was something else bubbling beneath the surface.
No, it really didn't upset me. But I've had a lot of people have passed away in the last year or so, big musicians. I mean, Christine McVie and others. I've never seen so many post on social media after someone died than I did with Jimmy Buffett. Yeah. I mean, Twitter, every other tweet was about Jimmy Buffett. Facebook, every other tweet was about Jimmy Buffett. Instagram, every other post was about Jimmy Buffett.
Well, some of the all-time legends are of that age where, it could be any day now. Not that they're sick, but Elton John is old, and Paul McCartney is old, and Mick Jagger is old, and Phil Collins is old. Some of the guys that, are really the soundtrack for the last half a century are way up in their 70s and 80s now.
Yeah, Mick Jagger's 80, and they got another album coming out and a tour.
Yeah.
They're talking about.
Yeah, amazing.
Iggy, your neighbor, I guess? Or no, the guy who posted about his neighbor? I guess he is listening to the show.
Oh, no.
And he sent a screenshot of your post to him. Nice tribute. What a sad life you must have is what you wrote. And then this gentleman wrote, nice reply. Hang in there, Kenny.
Oh.
I didn't see the reply. I saw
Because
that
you're not on there.
I saw that it was deleted. Well, maybe I blocked him. I can't see the reply. I don't know.
That's from Uncle Wally's plastic ear. That's who.
Oh.
That's who I
I
guess.
had an Uncle Wallace with
obviously
a
a
plastic
legit
ear.
person you need to argue with. For
No.
sure.
That just shows you, obviously it's not him, but obviously
No.
this guy was friends with some people I'm friends with too, and he saw it and just decided I'm going to screenshot it. Unless it's still up there and he just did it now. But yeah, I didn't say it wasn't mean. It was just,
That plastic ear looked just exactly like the other one.
but I just don't know why he would post that. I mean, how would he feel if someone in his family died and somebody said, oh, my neighbor, they're having a memorial for their brother and it's just so loud over there. I didn't care for the guy. How would you feel?
Yeah, it's a lousy thing to say. But there's always got to be one in every crowd. So just let him go. Block him and then let him go.
You did block him.
Don't engage him. Block
I
him.
just said, what a sad life you must lead that you spend your morning posting that you don't like his music.
Uncle Wally's plastic ear.
Yeah. He used to come to town every year or two, get a new one, get it colored just right. And I swear you couldn't tell which was which, the real one from the...
Is that right? Really?
Yeah.
It's like Sandy Duncan.
Yeah, he was an older guy when it happened, mid-60s or later, and he was just so happy with it because
Like
he'd
Mr.
done his
Potato-
whole life with
Mr. Potato Head?
No, he lost his ear as a kid.
What?
Who, this guy?
My Uncle Wallace.
Oh, they're talking about this guy, Wally's plastic ear.
No, he was the greatest guy in the world, but as a kid, apparently he jumped on an ice truck and started to fall off and held on and scraped the side of his head against the street and it scraped the ear, most of the ear off his head. And he lived his whole life with, one ear and barely a little bit of another ear. So late in life, they figured out how to make prosthetic ears, I guess, at Barnes. Used to come to Barnes, and I swear you couldn't tell which was the real one from the fake one. And that's the story of Uncle Wallace's plastic ear.
Well, now he's texting in again and says, I did not say anything about a pool party. I just said I heard his music a lot. Uncle Wallace.
Well,
It's just as good of a tribute.
I want to see that. I want to see
Buffett right here.
I want to see the original post because he said my neighbor's having a pool party and they're blasting.
Can we get
Jimmy
over
Buffett.
the post?
We're dragging
Leave
a
him be.
billionaire.
Block him and leave him be.
It looks like all I'm seeing from the post is I'm reading verbatim, has heard, in parentheses, snippets of Margaritaville more often this morning than in the last half century combined.
Well, he deleted it there. He added it then because at the beginning it said my neighbor's having a pool party.
Oh, no. Well, then you don't understand pitching, and that's okay.
Want to say that again?
I'm sorry?
Sorry.
Everybody's upset with
We're
everybody.
all pissed.
Why weren't we invited to the pool party?
Yeah, let's start there.
There was a pool party. That's the whole thing started. We had a pool party. So.
But we weren't invited?
I don't know the guy.
Doesn't matter. It's rude not to invite us.
Uncle Wally's Plastic Ears, a Live Golf fan account? He says, are we going to overlook Ken's cyberbullying of a Live Golf fan account? That's from Zach's wife, Gummy. Doug, there's so many things going on, so many pieces.
I know. You got to keep
You're even
up.
with a Live Burner account?
Hard to keep up.
I would just suggest you just go look up the definition bully. Because if the Live Golf guy Live Golf Nation, I think it's just a fake Live guy. He thinks he has all these sources. My sources tell me P. Reed's going to be on the Ryder Cup, blah, blah, blah. And I think I just always say, why don't you just go away?
This has got you upset. I can tell by the tone of your voice.
I mean, he's bashing the PGA Tour. How can you not put DeChambeau and P. Reed on the team and DJ? And I said, you do realize that they
Oh, you're exasperated now.
And I just said, you just need to stop with this stuff.
Yeah.
That's all I say. That you constitute that bullying? Replying to a guy's tweet that they all suck?
Well, maybe take a break from the replying to nasty tweets just to lower your blood pressure, if nothing else.
I don't. It's like every other week. I just, I guess you call when I go off on Portnoy.
Oh, you do go off on
Now, why do you go off
I'm
on
your
him? Leave him be.
I'm on your reply.
Well, because he's a douchebag. He was telling some shop owner to F off the other day and flicking him off because the guy came out and said, your reviews are hurting hurting small businesses. And F you.
He sounds like an older gentleman.
I've sold this company. I've made $200 million, then I sold it for $400 million, then I bought it back for $1. Man, all he does is boast about how much money he's got and how much he wins in gambling, and he just goes off on people. He's a douche.
Oh.
I'm looking at some of that. It's not bullying what you're doing to the Live Golf account.
No, it's
a lot of it.
Well, talking about
But
how
it's
much
not
money you
like-
make is one thing, but trying to destroy someone's business, that's a whole other thing.
Well, I think the owner was in the wrong, too. I mean, just because he didn't like the pizza and gave him a 6.4, he started to come out and saying, you're ruining small businesses with his reviews. And
Two D-bags trying to one-up D-bag each other.
yeah, so that guy wasn't right
They
either.
both lost, but Portnoy is worth hundreds of millions, and that guy probably going to be going out of business. So the real winner is Portnoy, but it really wasn't. I mean, bashing the business right outside the business. I'm not for sure as an owner what you're supposed to be doing in that situation.
Yeah, shoo him
He probably
away.
because he politely asked him, I would like you to get up, leave. And then Portnoy immediately said, F you. So, again, not picking sides here, but I think Portnoy escalated it a lot.
Well, he may overestimate his influence if he thinks his bad review is going to destroy a business.
It will, because, his little Stewie fanboy fratties will come out in droves and ruin that business. You should see the one-star review. They went from a 4.6 star to, a 1.8 star overall review in, a day. It ruins a business, Doug.
Well, I bet if they've got regular customers, they're not going to be swayed by that. If somebody got in a fight with some place where I regularly go to, I wouldn't say, oh, my goodness, the review on
I think I'm with
Barstool,
you.
I can't go there anymore. Maybe some do. I wouldn't. So that's that.
I was waiting for you to respond, but he was mid-swigger.
Yeah.
Well,
R.I.P. to
I
Buffett.
have responded that, he's just a mean person. You want to talk about bullying? There's a bully. I mean, it's all he does. And the whole shtick is getting
we're
old.
back on it now. We're back on track.
The whole Barstool. The
3
whole,
days
the whole
of pent-up anger.
The whole Frank
coming
thing.
at you hot.
Frank, top 5 pitcher of all time. And then they just, it's all fake. Every time the Mets lose, they got a camera on Frank biting his towel and throwing his hat and yelling at the Mets.
You don't like that anymore.
Well, it's just getting old. It's just...
Well, Frank's a diehard Mets fan.
Oh,
I
that's
saw a video of him walking through the stadium there, and he was the biggest celebrity in
Trust
town.
me, that's the weirdest thing going on at Barstool right now. The Frank the Tank thing.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Is Frank okay, or Frank have a little issue here?
Well, he makes fun of Dan Vogelbach or whatever, the big first baseman, and make fun of his weight and like, dude, I don't know, the whole thing is just weird and just an odd duck.
You've about had enough?
Oh, I've had enough of that. There's a lot of people I do like. Jersey Jerry is one of my favorite people.
Jersey Jerry?
One of the funniest dudes. I'd love to meet him. So I don't hate every Barstool employee. A lot of them are just annoying.
No, I like Riggs.
Tommy Smokes, super annoying. Marty Mush, idiot.
Doug, Chairman Steve wants to talk about it all. He is on the line.
Okay, that'd be fine.
Steve in Wildwood. Good morning.
Oh, don't scream at us. Hello, Steve.
Hi, Doug. How are you?
I'm fine. You?
Not too bad.
All right.
I heard that Jimmy Buffett on his deathbed said, did they do the Cardinals Margaritaville giveaway? Then he passed away right after that. Because that was Friday night, oddly enough.
Yeah, great.
Doesn't sound like
Iggy didn't like your comment.
Iggy doesn't like anything I say anymore. He really hates me. It's funny.
Well, is there some way we can find some détente?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if he wants to. But basically what I did, it was probably kind of mean what I did. His fallback when he's mad at somebody is, I thought we were friends, and I said we were never friends. And that kind of ticked him off and sent it into orbit. Now everything I say or do, he comes back at. Is that accurate?
No, I don't really pay attention to what you say most of the time.
Oh, no.
You really
You dismissed him.
You comment on everything.
If you direct it toward me and I'm part of the show, I'll say something, but for the most part, it doesn't faze me one way or another if we're not friends.
It obviously hit you because you mentioned it, but
well, I guess because I was taken aback why somebody would pay. I don't know what you paid for a sound story, but if we're not friends, why would you pay to do a sound story of me for you? I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, it really wasn't for me in particular.
Well, you
I
paid
thought it
for
was kind of funny to do it. Actually, all I did was send a text into the show when they announced that Learn was doing the sound stories. I was like, what if I paid for one for Iggy with Learn? And I didn't really think anything of it. And then you messaged me after the show and said you wanted to do it. So then I signed it up. That's how it went.
Well, I said if you want to do it, that's fine. I'm not going to say no. It would cost.
But Iggy, what I'm saying is, I texted the show, and I text the show a lot of things.
All right, so
probably way too much.
You did it. You paid for it, so whatever.
But I wasn't making a big deal of it. I mean, I'm not friends with anybody on the show, really. I mean, Doug and I are more lovers than friends.
That's correct. That's correct.
Ozzy's like a bonus stepchild.
Yeah, look at that. You're my stepdad.
Yeah. Tim's too good to be my friend. But,
gosh.
I was waiting for the gong. But no, I mean, I don't really hang out with a lot of, like Plowsy and I play golf, but that's probably the first time we hung out. But that was an interesting 4 or 5 hours. Plowsy you're alarmingly skinny with those, and you wore those green pants.
I wore the pant,
We don't body shame.
We don't.
I don't
kink
care.
shame.
I kink
My
shame.
stepdad can do whatever he wants.
I was just amazed by it. I mean, like, can I go over like what you smoked the whole day there?
I don't care. Yeah.
Okay, so he had 2 full joints that he smoked during the 18 holes, and he had a pen, and then the guy we were playing with had a dab, and he hit that.
What's a dab? What's a
It's
dab?
just a nice fancy dab pen. Yeah, and then we had like 4 beers, I think, 3 or 4 beers.
Oh.
We had
I
fun.
drank more beer than any. I had 1 hit off the joint, and I mean, I was kind of silly by then. But I don't know how you're 115 pounds and you took all that in, and it was like he carried on a normal conversation. I'd be in a coma. Like Saturday night or Sunday night, I was drunk and I took too many edibles to fall asleep. And I mean, yesterday I could not function. It took me like almost the whole day to feel normal again.
Have you thought about getting off the drugs?
I love Steve.
No.
Steve watched me smoke.
Yeah, why would you?
He did kind of watch it as if it was like an experiment. He was watching for like a class. It's like I'm the guinea pig, like the rat in the cage.
Yeah.
And he's waiting for me to just go out of control. But yeah, we had a great day. I would consider you a colleague or a friend more than
colleague.
I like that.
I mean, but if I hung out with Plowsy a lot more, we'd be our friends. Or if I hung out with Iggy more, if I hung out with Doug or Tim or Jackson, I mean, I'd be friends. But I consider friends like people I went to grade school and high school with and college, or some of my neighbors I'm friends with, but because we hang out a lot. But I don't really know most of the people on the show. I don't know just besides the show. So,
would you consider Beer Cats a friend?
Good question.
Oh yeah, I hang out with him all the time.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
2 Milagro Tequila listeners of the month. Hang out, Doug.
Yeah, listeners coming together.
Amen.
A bear and a otter.
What am I?
Otter, I
Steven,
guess.
definitely an otter, yeah.
Yeah.
I was a twink boy when I was Plowsy's age or younger.
Yeah.
I was a little twink. So I was tiny,
Were you?
I weighed like 140 pounds.
Oh, gosh.
I like this
150
text.
pounds.
Next.
Now you're watching
I
me
finally
text
have
him. Welcome.
access. I finally
It's
have
just been me and
access.
Jackson for the last few
These
years.
are funny as hell. These are great.
I'll start.
Welcome. You can't wash your eyes.
Beware. The cat used to look at him and he'd go on tilt. So
I go
you
very
got to be careful. You
periodically.
got to be careful with them.
You're opening up
Yeah.
Pandora's
Now they
box,
know
big
you're
fella.
looking. Plowsy, they're gonna go after you big time now. Yeah. Not that they don't anyway.
Yeah, true.
Caller Buzz wants to play with you at the golf tournament. Steve, let's get a threesome together for the hit and giggle and get messed up. That's from Caller Buzz. Boy, that'd be a bunch of Milagro Tequila listeners of the month playing
Gosh,
together.
it sure would.
So basically, for $110, I can go all you can eat and drink from 10 a.m. to dusk on that day, right?
That, sir, is the correct math.
That's sick.
Sounds like you.
I have to do that.
Sounds like sounds like that's might be your plan.
Yeah, I think we're actually. I was talking to Tony in sales. Might have some
For what?
sponsorship opportunities.
Oh, you might sponsor it.
He's a good dresser, too, that Tony.
Yeah, he is. He always wears a suit.
Yeah.
He sounds like a good-looking guy. Is he good looking, Plow?
Doug is a good looking.
We
Rank,
don't
I think
judge
he'd
people
be
by
right.
their looks.
He'd be
rank
right
the guy's
up there.
appearances on the sales stage.
Gosh. He's upset with Plowsy being so skinny, and now Tony, what he looks like. This guy.
Oh, I like Steve. He has no
Once
filter.
you
I
get that
appreciate
head of hair, you're going to be hot.
Yeah, well, it's a ways away, but it's coming in a little bit.
It's good to hear.
Yeah.
Just trying to push it towards your live read if you have one. But
Oh, yeah, got one.
But no, the other thing I wanted to say, I meant to call in last week. I saw Plowsy at Evolution Festival too.
Yeah, we did.
And I saw Rafe there, and I was tempted to follow him to the latrines.
Why?
To hear that stream.
He does have a nice stream, Doug.
I was going to record his stream and be like, "Does it sound like this when it's next to your thing?" That would be creepy. But no, they did. I tell you what, they did an awesome job at the Evolution Festival. Whoever ran that thing, I hope they bring it back again.
Dude, we talked about that in terms of we had no issues, man. Not one single headache at all. We got food quick, drinks were a breeze. You didn't have one area to where you had to get the bracelet. Every bar area was able to check your ID to bracelet you, so you didn't have to wait 30 minutes to get a beer. They didn't have a ticket system. I loved every second of it. It was great.
They did it. They did an awesome job. The only thing
Killed
with
it.
Forest Park as a venue is parking. You got to park miles away.
Yeah.
And you walk a lot. But they did a good job. I just wanted to commend them, and I hope they bring it back again because there's a ton of great bands there too. Ice Cube was there.
O'Shea Jackson, Doug.
The Nude Party, who I never heard of until I was there, we put it on Spotify. They are great. Did you watch them, Steve? They were fun. And there's a bunch of old ladies dancing around. I'm like, who the hell is this? What? Great.
We saw every band on Sunday, and then I had a golf tournament and a pub crawl on Saturday, so I didn't get there till like late. But so we didn't see as many. But I was kind of worried when I got there on Saturday because they were running behind. I'm like, oh, this is bad news. But they caught up and got all the bands in. But I would say anybody who went, they did a great job. The only thing they need probably is they placed the bathrooms on either end of the whole venues. So you had to walk a lot for the bathrooms. If you were, they'd probably need one in the middle, one on each end.
I tell you, I walked in on a dude pooping. He didn't even care. He forgot to lock. He forgot to lock the door. He goes, "My bad." I mean, he was like mid poop. He did not care at all. That's the kind of atmosphere I enjoy.
I tell you what, though, lesbians love festivals.
Is that right? Really? What happened?
I wouldn't. Yeah, we could have had all-star softball teams, but I mean, it was that type of lesbian mostly. But I also noticed there's I don't know how to
Sneezes is pleasing.
say this. I don't know how to say this. Like the women who, I guess they're they or them. Like they identify as they.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I saw at least 3 of them there, and all of them had hot chicks. They were all with women, and they were hot. I'm amazed by it. Like a couple kids that graduated with my son, they do they're gals, and they go out with them too. It's interesting. It's interesting to watch. There was a lot of people watching going on at that thing.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's one of my highlights. You were able to kind of like not be in the biggest crowd ever and enjoy yourself, which I always like in concerts. I don't want to be surrounded by people I typically hate.
Oh, who do you hate?
I'm just saying, like, I just don't love being surrounded by big groups of strange people.
This is
I didn't know them.
Legitimate question, because I really don't know. But did you talk to any of those women?
No.
Then how did you know they identify as they or them?
I mean, I'm going by look. I mean, and I know, like, the 2 gals that go out with them that are, I don't know if I'm saying all this right either. I don't want to offend anybody, but the 2 gals that go out with them that graduated with my son they're both women. They were born as women, so I just assume. I'm making an assumption on that.
Well, you can identify whatever you want.
Allowed.
The girl who played the young Mormont on Game of Thrones.
Oh, really?
The little girl. She identifies as they or them.
And she was in The Last of Us, which is a really phenomenal show as well.
And I think she just said the title. She was, I don't know if it was polyamorous or something, but she said, I'd probably say I'm bi. I don't know.
Yeah, there were a couple workers working the beer tents as well.
Even if you're bi, you're still a her, right?
Well, she said she's they or them, but...
And what does that mean exactly? You don't want to be called he or him, he or her?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I mean, that's absurd, right?
I met one on
absolute absurdity.
I'm playing video games the other day.
I'm kind of sorry I brought it up. Actually,
you're the best, Steve.
I don't think we should try to solve this one. I was just curious about it, but no, there were a lot of lesbians there, probably because, and it was exasperated by Brandy Carlisle too, because that's a huge LGBTQ artist.
Plus, you didn't say plus.
Awesome.
Now I'm offended.
Brandy Carlisle absolutely killed it. She was a stunner. Like
she's got an incredible voice, and then she's got those 2 those twins.
Yeah,
those guys are wild, aren't they?
I love that. Yeah, like that was the best. Yeah, she had like a huge band and like got everybody involved, shouted them out individually. It was.
She's got to be 60-something by now.
Brandy Carlisle?
Yeah.
I think she was much older than I thought she was, but I don't think she's
been around a long time.
Brandy Carlisle?
Yeah.
Brandy Carlisle? Am I thinking of the same? I would guess she's like 41 or 2.
I was going to say late 30s.
42.
Oh, I would thought she was much older.
Maybe you're thinking of somebody else, Doug. You got to be thinking about somebody else.
And to put an end to this, if this makes any sense, this will answer it, but I don't.
Not Belinda Carlisle, Doug.
That's who I was thinking.
You were thinking of Bindi. You were thinking of Bindi.
You were thinking of the Go-Go's.
Bindi got Nakers, Eggs and Bakers, and Playboy. What year was that?
I don't know, but there shouldn't be a Belinda and a... What's the other one?
Brandy.
That's too similar.
So she should have changed her name?
Yes.
All right, the Mormont chick.
There's 2 Ryan Adams, too.
I don't
Ryan
like
Adams
that.
and Ryan Adams.
I don't care for it.
That either.
No.
The Mormont chick from Game of Thrones. Her name is Bella Ramsey. Ramsey identifies as non-binary. While originally indifferent to which pronouns were used for them, Ramsey later stated that they/them pronouns are the most truthful thing for me. Regarding their sexuality, Ramsey said they are not 100% straight. I'm a little bit wavy.
I love her
That's
too.
the terminology I was looking for.
A little bit wavy.
Non-binary. There was, like I said, there was some great people watching at the old Evolution Festival.
I like to wrap up there, Steve. Yeah, I was a fan. Like I said, I just had no complaint. Madison said it was one of her favorite times as a couple. So I think I did well.
Beautiful weather, too.
Oh, unbelievable. So I'll be back there next year for sure.
That whole weekend, though, I played 45 holes of golf. I participated in a pub crawl on Saturday, and then I went to both days of that concert. I was so worn out.
You're living your best life.
I am, Doug. I am. And then yesterday we had the grandkids over swimming. I got 5 grandkids and 1 on the way, Doug. And then you got 1 on the way coming up pretty soon, too, right?
John Vaughn.
You got to be around the corner, right, Doug?
December.
Oh, okay.
December. It'll be a while still.
December?
December, yes.
Okay. I didn't hear what you said. But he can get the tax write-off. Push that baby out.
Yeah. It's a nice little...
We got another one coming in March, Doug.
Have you?
You want to have a play date?
No, I'm fine.
All right. In the barn off? I'll meet you over at the barn off.
Well, the barn off is for special occasions and overflow parking as much as anything.
come over and swim with us.
Well, I'm awfully busy. Is that pool heated? Can you swim when it's cool?
Of course. Yeah.
Don't say, of course. Like, yeah. Where else would I live?
What's that?
How long do they keep the pool open during the season?
Well, as long as it's nice. I mean, they never close it, really. I mean, probably by the end of October, depending on how nice it is out.
Yeah.
But, like it was hopping this weekend.
Was it?
For sure. But it's kind of, I would say there's more families in this building than there were when it first opened. It was a lot of single people when it first opened. Now it's transitioned a bit.
It's kind of surprising.
There's people who, are only going to live in St. Louis for a short time, like for work or something, or military. There's a lot of that in here.
Yeah. Well, I can see that, yeah. Got a little bit of money to throw around.
Yeah. They say it's like 100% leased, but I don't know. And,
100% leased? Did you say leased?
Yeah.
Oh.
Leased. Leased. L-E-A.
Yeah, I heard it now. I got
it. So, Doug, what bar are we going to go to watch?
I'm not going to any bars.
Just
you mean
a
to watch
podcast
Mizzou?
at this point. Got Biff in hour 1.
I don't know. I'll probably have to go to Maggie O'Brien's. That's close.
I'm gonna take you guys right up to the email of the day. I'm just gonna keep going.
Are you good?
My topic. Yeah.
Filibustering.
He'll be so happy with me. He says my calls are boring.
He checked out. Yeah.
He says he's checked out.
You're good. Go get your smoke, buddy.
Oh.
But no. Where was I?
I don't know. 100% leased building. Building 100% leased.
Doug, will you meet me Sunday to watch football?
No, I'm busy.
It's my birthday week.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is. It's awesome.
What day is your birthday? Which day proper?
Tuesday the 12th.
Tuesday the 12th. Okay.
So when does my birthday week start? Sunday?
I'd say Sunday.
Okay. Well, I'm playing golf Sunday morning, then we'll meet somewhere and watch football, Doug. You want to go to live?
I don't have a team really to watch anymore.
But you got a fantasy.
Well, that'll bring me back in a little bit, but for now, I
want to hear some rants. That'll set me in the mood. You got to play the Peterson rant.
It's really tough when football.
That was your best rant ever, Doug.
When pro football has been a big part of your life, almost your entire life, and to have that taken away, and now you don't have a team to root for. What
about those fighting Tigers? What about those fighting Tigers?
Yeah, I'll root for them, but it's not like having an NFL team.
There's a lot of people taking the over for the Tigers, which really worries me.
Taking the over for this Saturday against Middle Tennessee State?
No, the wins.
Oh.
And that always worries me because I hear these schmoes who always lose every bet, and they're betting on it. I'm like, oh, God.
I said they get over, so they're going to hit under.
What's that?
I said I was confident they're going to go over, so that means they're definitely going under.
Yeah. Wow. I wasn't including you in that.
You should.
Yeah, I like you too much.
I appreciate it, friend.
Are
we friends now? You've been on for 50 minutes. Can we be friends?
Gosh. Friends? I have not been on for 50 minutes.
Well, it seems like it. No, it's been a fabulous little call.
Oh, thank you, Doug. There's a lot to cover when I don't call for a while.
I know.
Right?
I see. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Boy, you're absolutely right about that. A lot to cover.
Yeah, I don't know what team I'm going to be rooting for. I was so anti-Rams, that was my whole thing, and then they won the Super Bowl, and it was like, it's no fun to.
It doesn't work.
Yeah,
and even though the Chiefs and Bears are close, but it's just not the same.
Kind of anti-Chief.
Oh, 100% anti-Chief.
Their fans are annoying.
There's a lot of them that are all in on the Chiefs now. A lot of St. Louis folks. I see people traveling there all the time.
Yeah, multi-time Super Bowl with a Hall of Fame quarterback and a Hall of Fame tight end. Yeah, I guess I'll hop on that bandwagon.
Easy to like.
Actually, there's like 3 or 4 in our building, but they're not bandwagoners. They're actually from Kansas City, which is fine. But I'm really excited for this Lions-Chiefs game, though. I want to see what the Lions have.
But the Rams, like the Ram fan who turned Chiefs fans, you do realize that, like, and I'm not talking about you two, I'm just in general, those aren't fans. Like that, fans can't. As a fan, you can't just hop around to another team. That's fake fandom. And you can tell me about how you love the draft and you love this team. I don't care. You're not a fan of the team.
Oh.
You weren't a fan 8 years ago, but now all of a sudden you're a fan. I am never.
You can't come and go as a fan.
You can't. You cannot. Fandom lives and dies. So if you want to just hop, skip, and jump from team to team, you're not a fan.
Oh,
I agree with you, Plowsy, because I tried to go back to the Cardinals after the Rams left and kind of be a fan of that. It just doesn't work.
No,
it's not in your town.
And you're forcing it on other people because you're not a fan, but you want people to you want people to think that you are, so you're overdoing it. You're a fan of football and you're a fan of Patrick Mahomes. Just admit that, but you're not a Chiefs fan.
Yeah. I just like going. Actually, it's fun to go to like the Post or one of these places and watch all these fans from all these different teams get excited about the team. And then it's like, then someone's always got a positive cheer going at some point. And then our neighbors were the Bill. He's from Albany, so he's a big Bills fan. So we would go to the Bills bar and watch the games, and that was fun. But then he's like almost crying when they lose, and then I'm like, I could give a crap.
Sure.
When they lose, it's like, okay, it sucked that they lost, but I'm moving on.
Well, there's not much better entertainment really anywhere than going to a really good NFL or college football game. Just to spend 3 or 4 hours there, it's hard to beat that for anything you might want to do in entertainment.
Plus, like, if you go to the college game, Doug, then you share a room with all the dads.
I've done that. Did that.
How was it?
I wound up sleeping on the floor.
I gotta
say, you had to sleep on the floor, Doug?
Yeah. Well, I was the last one in on the room.
Did you get to pay less?
No, I was happy just to have any kind of room to stay in.
Can I respond to Brad and Boca?
Plowhawk is issuing a response to Brad and Boca. This is the problem with opening up the text inbox. It lasted 20 minutes before you.
I opened Pandora's box, but let me get real quick. He said I'm from Illinois, so I should be a Bears fan, but I'm a Packers fan, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Can you, reiterate? I've never been a Bears fan. I've been a Packer fan since the day I was born, so, that's fandom. It wasn't like I moved and all, I think these people are stupid. And I have I don't have any more.
I kind of think it's okay to hook on with a team that you like all of a sudden. Even if you haven't been a fan for your whole life, you can still be a fan.
I know.
I
bet a lot of Patriot fans are like, man, who should I root for now that, our dynasty is over?
Probably.
That's not a fan. You're a moron.
Oh, yeah, you're not a moron.
You're a simp.
Maybe you're just a fan of a really good team.
You're absolutely a sports simp, bro.
Oh.
So, no, I'm not in on that.
It's a lot easier to be a Buffalo fan now since they got a great quarterback than it has been over the last 10 or 15 years.
Go to Buffalo and buy a house.
I don't want to move to Buffalo.
Well, then you're not a fan.
I actually like Buffalo. It's fun to watch them. But, I don't know. I like the Bengals. I like
50 minutes now.
Are you a Jets fan now, Aaron Rodgers?
I'm not, no. I hope they do okay, but I really hope they suck so we can get their draft pick. So, kind of where I'm at on the Jets right now.
Speaking of draft picks, Cardinals are picking 5th right now if everything stays the way it is.
All right, so who's the best right-handed college pitcher with a previous elbow injury? That's who we're getting.
Todd Reesing says, what a dumb thing to stop the show for. Jackson, change the password to the text inbox now. That's from Todd Reesing. Dougie was sacked in the end zone.
You might have to.
Steve, we got to. I would let you go all the way until 10, and then you can just record your mic drop here. But we have some business we need to tend to. Anything else you want to say? Are we playing golf this week? Is that happening?
I can't. My wife's got a surgery on Friday.
Oh, I hope everything's all right, man.
Oh, yeah, it'll be fine. It's fine. But I could probably play Wednesday, but text me and let me text me.
As in tomorrow?
Oh, that is tomorrow.
Oh,
I
yeah.
keep forgetting.
Yeah.
I might be able to play tomorrow.
Nice.
If you can.
Yeah.
Gateway?
Yeah, I'd go Gateway National. I haven't played there since the Pope vanquished me. I've never been angrier.
No, I can see that.
Actually, one more thing. I played with Andy, who I played with in the FPCC. Great guy. Him and his girlfriend's brother. We all played together at Stone Wolf on Saturday. We did shots of Pink Whitney, and after I did the second shot, I had 3 snowmen in a row.
Oh.
Bad.
Well, that'll happen.
It fell apart. It fell apart. It was a fun time, though. All right, guys, I'll let you go. I'm sorry I kept you.
Okay,
But,
that's enough. All right,
I
thanks,
I
Steve.
love Steve as much as the next guy, but just like a fat you bring home from the club on a Saturday night when you wake up the following morning, it's time to go! That's some pout Slanai. Hey, butt plug Brad in Boca. I know more Illinois small-town townies that are Packers fans than Bears fans. Fat City Saloon, Champaign, Illinois. Huge Packers bar. Banged meth heads there. Thanks, that's from the recovering alcoholic.
Gosh. Meth heads hang out at these places?
I have no idea.
That call was still better than every hedonism story and straight to the web interview combined.
Brad,
Some glove lugger Tom Traver.
Brad and Boca, I didn't jump on the Favre bandwagon. I was 2 years old and my dad put a Favre jersey on me, bro. Like that's how it happened. Like I've been a fan. I was a Brett Favre freak for the day. I'm Brett Favre for Halloween 7 years in a row.
You're going to notice a lot of slander in that text inbox.
Yeah, it's probably best to maybe close the window.
Yeah, I closed it.
If that one's going to get you, you're not going to do well.
That was light work.
Ozzy, were you still really skinny as a kid, as a toddler? Were you
Always, yeah. I mean, not like,
It's like
no,
a
I'm
pipe
probably
cleaner?
about 6th, 7th grade, it became noticeable that everybody else was growing wider and I was not.
Yeah, and you still weighed 40
Height-wise,
pounds?
never the same, yeah, but I think weight-wise, you'd started to notice it as.
Oh, well.
Active in the EDF Group text inbox, Engineer Design Facilities. Moving forward as the EDF Group, the most experienced data center and critical facilities service provider in the St. Louis market. Check out the newly revamped website, theedfgroup.com, and take a look at each of the 3 divisions they have to offer. EDF Group, your one throat to choke for all your critical facilities, data center, commercial fire alarm, and electrical and IT infrastructure needs. To contact the EDF Group, email fire@theedfgroup.com. Experience the EDF Group difference and learn more at theedfgroup.com. Jackson, Doug, why don't you tell us about your her?
Well, I got the old FUE procedure, Tim.
Do it!
Just about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And that's where, this was after a consultation, of course, with the founder of St. Louis Hair Restoration, Greg Kreiling, and the doctor, Dr. Polinga. They talk with you about your options, and they look at your age and what the baldness situation is and the donor areas that you've got, and then they come up with a game plan for you. Not the same for everybody. For me, the FUE procedure was the answer, and that's where I went in early one morning, and the first thing they did was shave the sides and the back of my head and also the area where it's going to be transplanted. And then they pull out the hair grafts, and then they transplant them to the area where you need them. And that's, look, I got some hair starting to come in there.
Look at those shrubs. Look at those shrubs. Yeah, I see those shrubs.
6 to 8 months before you see a lot, and then a year before you see the finished product. So it does take a while. The good thing is there was no pain involved at all for me. They hit your head with a topical anesthesia. I didn't feel anything at all. So that's the good news. It does not hurt. If it's something that's bothered you, if your hairline has always bothered you, if you never feel good, never feel confident about yourself, go ahead and do it. We got one of the best places in the country right here, St. Louis Hair Restoration, ready to take great care of you. Dr. Polinga, you'll love him. You'll love the founder, Greg Kreiling. They're there for all of your questions that you might have. And they've got a lot of answers, including the one that they found for Jackson.
Yeah, a little finasteride in the morning, super easy. Take a little tablet. Then this laser hair cap they gave me, super easy, 6 minutes a night, throw it on. Couldn't be any easier. And that's helping. There's a little buzz about my hair going around.
There's a little buzz right now.
There's a little buzz.
There's a little buzz.
There can be a little buzz about your hair, too, if you go visit St. Louis Hair Restoration. I got a jingle for you.
Oh, I'd like to hear it.
You want hair, but life's not fair. Send your head on vacation and go to St. Louis Hair Restoration.
Bill.
Nice.
StLouisHairRestoration.com.
If you're in an accident, things can spiral out of control quickly. You might have some medical bills that are piling up. You might not be able to work or provide for your family, and you're probably getting the runaround from the insurance company you've been talking to. Do not fight this fight alone. CD Longo and Doug Biggs of the Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm will take all the complication and hassle out of your injury claim. They will deal with the insurance company and take the fight head on, allowing you to get back to what's important, which is recovering from your injuries. Injury cases can be complex. Each case and accident is different, and every fact is important when building a case. People often wonder how injured victims get large settlements or verdicts, and the short answer is because they're represented by effective and skilled lawyers who understand how to get every dollar out of their case. And that's what you'll get at Longo Biggs Injury. Skilled trial lawyers who will go to battle for you to fight against the deceitful tactics of insurance companies. Go to longobiggs.com. It's Longo Biggs Injury Law. They accept personal injury, wrongful death, brain injury, and other catastrophic injury cases. LongoBigs.com. Remember, the choice of an attorney is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. We have the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today coming up at 9:45. The Colonel will be joining us at 9:35. He is presented to you by James Carlton. Send your emails in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. Doug's a client. I'm a client. Why don't you become a client as well? They are the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Jackson, how do you feel about a QFTA today?
Feel strong.
Do you really?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Happy to do so. And I also feel we got prizes for email today this week.
Oh, Bill.
What have we got?
Guns N' Roses tickets.
What?
Every day this week.
What?
Busch Stadium on Saturday, September 9th.
Wow, that's coming up.
Yeah. Get a couple
this Saturday.
Couple ducats.
Nice. Well, there you go. Send your emails in and win Guns N' Roses tickets to the concert at Busch Stadium this Saturday, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. It's Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling online at DesignAirService.com. We are in the Michelob Ultra Studios, 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbohydrates, the presenting sponsor of the upcoming TMA Hit and Giggle at Family Golf. Tickets go on sale. Threesomes go on sale tomorrow at 8 a.m. And as Stephen Wildwood pointed out, it's essentially $110 to play golf all day from 10 a.m. till dusk. Gamble with us, have all of your Michelob Ultra, and have 2 meals. Stephen Wildwood really priced it out nicely. That's a pretty good deal. And then I'll just be gambling on the short game area with everybody. I'm going to walk out of there with 5 figures.
You think so?
I think so. Short game peaking at the right time.
At least $10,000?
Minimum. Yeah.
Oh.
So bring your Venmo. That's what's coming up on Friday. October 6th at Family Golf and Learning Center. Email today coming up in about 40 minutes. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. The Colonel coming up at 9:35. Presented to you by James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back and bigger than ever with $14 million in guaranteed prizes only at Circus Sports. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. 2 ways to win and no rate. Play Circa Million, where you make 5 picks against the spread each week with 100% payback. Or join Circus Survivor, where you select 1 team each week straight up. Last the longest to win it all. $14 million in guaranteed prizes. Visit circusports.com for details.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open. Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially, whether it be saving up for their child's education or planning for their own retirement and everything in between.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors and insurance and annuity products through Equitable Network, LLC.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Get the TMA mobile app and enable notifications so you don't miss a thing. See our content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Stream us on the TMA mobile app and at TMASTL.com.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
All right, here we go. Here's something new. Announcing the first ever TMA Hit and Giggle. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Benefiting the Megan Meyer Foundation. Friday, October 6th at Family Golf and Learning Center. It's a 9-hole par 3 tournament full of threesomes. Oh, geez. And it's a walking course, so if you're a walrus, start getting in shape. Your $55 ticket includes 9 holes, beer from Mich Ultra, and lunch or dinner depending on your tee time. Plus shipping and putting contests for our degenerate gamblers. You'll also get to see Iggy's Long Drive Challenge. Can he hit it 210, 220, maybe 223? Who knows? But it should be a fun day no matter what. The first ever TMA Hit and Giggle. Brought to you by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Better than ever for you, their customer. And Family Golf and Learning Center. They make St. Louis better at golf. Visit FamilyGolfOnline.com. Tickets go on sale Wednesday, September 6th at 8 a.m. Get all of the Hit and Giggle info now at TMASTL.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm here with a great sponsor on TMA, and that is the Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. But here is the thing. You hear injury law and you go, okay, well, that's all they do. But that is not necessarily the case.
Yeah, Tim, we also do workers' compensation cases, and those are obviously cases that comes from someone getting hurt while at work. But these cases are actually kind of tricky because workers' compensation cases are governed by their own set of laws, and they can be difficult to navigate. There's a lot of things people don't know. For instance, all your medical treatment has to be provided by your employer, and there's 2 different kinds of payments you need to be concerned about in a work comp case. One type is just getting paid for the time that you can't work, and the other is a settlement for the permanent injury that you have, which factors in various elements of your case, such as what body part and how severe it is. And this is where you need a knowledgeable work comp attorney to help you maximize your settlement. The insurance companies don't negotiate fair in these cases and don't settle for less if you're hurt at work. Visit our website or Google Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially, whether it be saving up for their child's education or planning for their own retirement and everything in between.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors and insurance and annuity products through Equitable Network, LLC.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience. Now, back to the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Ladies and gentlemen, Boof. Wow.
This is powerful.
This hits hard, doesn't it?
After that big weekend, we need to settle in.
You would have thought maybe Jimmy Buffett could get 2 breaks. Songs for
I'm not wasting, but no offense to Iggy, but like he's not in here. And
no, but we all enjoy it.
I do too, but it doesn't.
Bubbles up.
I'll be honest. This is way better than Margaritaville.
It
100
isn't.
times better. Yes, it is.
Yeah, he wanted the song play, but then it turned into an argument about something that happened on Facebook.
I'm thinking about a guy doing this in a studio recording booth, and like the guy on the other side of the glass, just like
this is perfect,
waiting for the lyric to kick in, and just this
start?
for 2 minutes. That's what I'd like to see.
Well, they do need background music for these movies.
No, I get it. It's just you would expect there to be a lead up. A guy just like this on an electric keyboard.
You'd have to be awfully creative to come up with the background music for movies, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Put that together for every instrument. And
I think if I were watching the scene with Michael J. Fox, Scott, and Boof, and I had a keyboard in front of me, I think I could create this.
You could.
This is the emotion of the scene when Boof is yearning for Michael J. Fox and realizes she's losing him to the wolf.
Oh, I was thinking Boof was maybe a dog or something. Or
no, Boof's a girl.
Oh, it's not a very good name for a girl. Is it, or is it me? Would you name your little daughter Boof? I wouldn't.
What is vibrating like a Sibian that needs to be plugged
Is there a
in?
Sibian in here?
I don't know.
Do we have an earthquake? Maybe we're witnessing it. We put. Oh, I do feel the dais is. There's a vibration.
You hear
that?
that?
An earthquake?
I feel so. Yeah.
There's a whirring Sibian. Jackson, there's a Sibian whirring in here.
Is that the HVAC
Can you hear that through the
equipment?
mics? I can't.
It's Seth Goldcamp in here.
Or HVAC systems don't work, right? that thing like hangs off of the wall.
Oh, Lisa Boof Marconi.
That's her real name?
That's what it says here.
Is she the creator of the Marconi Awards?
Lisa Boof Marconi, played by Susan City.
Susan Earth City.
Earth City, yeah.
I know where she's from.
Ursitti. Earth City? She didn't have much of a career.
Well,
I would have thought that role as Boof would launch her.
Yeah.
Well, that launched her right into Funland, where her role is titled actor.
Probably happens to a lot of actors as they think they finally got their big break. They think they did a good job. The movie or the TV show was successful, and then they never have their phone ring again.
Especially kid actors, like younger actors. That can happen often.
Doug, how old was Lisa Marconi when she played the role?
I thought it was a dog. I didn't even know it was a person.
Well, she was born in 1957. Teen Wolf came out in 1985. So
Wow, she was nearly 30 when she played the role of a junior in high school with Scott Howard?
Right. Let's see how old Michael J. Fox is.
Doug, how old do you think Michael J. Fox? I bet Michael J. Fox is older than that.
No.
I'm going to say 58.
Nice.
Nope.
61.
I think he's older than that. 64 or 5.
He's 62.
Oh, close. Actually, one because they didn't go over.
Yeah, you can't.
What a tough life he's had.
I love him though.
On top of the world there as a young man.
What he had done for Parkinson's and that is huge because he does have a great, joyful personality with it all. Certainly now, kind of on those latter stages, it's hard to tell. But love me, Michael J. Fox. Love Spin City. Remember that show?
Oh yeah.
And he has a good sense of humor. That he had a couple of arcs on Curb Your Enthusiasm where Larry thought he shook the beer on purpose and sprayed it on him.
Oh,
that's pretty good. That's
don't
a
say
great bit.
arcs. Don't say he had a couple of.
I mean, that's what he had though.
But I don't like that arc.
He had a couple of bit parts. How about that?
That's better.
Guest appearances.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for coming back late. We got to hear random people laughing in the hallway when you opened the door.
Well, like Joey has a very distinctive laugh.
Well, I thought James Carlton would be in here, but Gabe isn't coming out until 9:30, so I figured he was
9:35,
coming late,
okay.
so I figured I better come back since he may not be in here. And I was correct. And it was Joey, our
Well, and since you work here, you
videographer.
probably should come back.
But I thought James would be in here. When James is in here, I don't come in for that segment. I let him sit here.
Oh. Well, maybe you should just grab another chair
No,
and
I
sit
just
with
let him
us.
off. It's going to be Mizzou talk, and I really don't follow him. So
Well, come on. That's part of our show.
No, it's not.
Really don't follow
It is.
No, it's not.
It's so much a part of the show. We bring somebody in every week to talk about it.
Yeah, once a week.
That's 20% of the show.
Well, you got James covering for me.
Well,
Covering.
Ours is the type of program where our sponsors host the show.
Are there fill-ins?
Sponsors just come in.
You do our work for us.
Hey, James, do you mind if you and Mark Hanna to take over the show?
I mean, I watch the games, but I really don't break them down. Sam Horn should have got more time.
Well, you don't have to say before and after your comment.
That was Balloon Party Friday. Tim and I just saying Sam Horn.
You got a Design Air Heating Cooling Email of the Day coming up after the Colonel joins us for his inaugural 2023-2024 season appearance, brought to you by James Carlton. Doug, do you have any cookouts this weekend?
I did.
Did you? Did you use
Saturday?
Andrews? Should have.
I did, yeah.
Yes!
On a hamburger.
I used Andrews last night on my chicken tendies.
Andreas.com is where you can get that barbecue sauce. And you can go to Deerberg's and Schnucks, and of course, Andrea's Steakhouse. And that is off of Collinsville Road in O'Fallon. throws me off.
Yeah.
That's where it is. And the Andrews steak sauce as well. God, I just remembered. I barbecued burgers and I was doing it in a rush last night, and I forgot to put the steak sauce on in advance.
No.
I just realized it.
How long do you keep burgers on there? It's only like 5 minutes a side, right?
One flip a piece.
Yeah, that's the way you're
Cheese
supposed to
on
do it. That's the way you're supposed to do it.
8 minutes total, Doug.
I see so many people smashing those things down in there, turning them over.
Oh, you lose your juice, boy.
Oh, I want
dry as hell.
I want like literally a gallon of grease and juice.
blood
in my,
and-
I want it bloody. I want it.
Inner juices, entrails.
Yeah, if you know where you're getting your beef, I mean, I wouldn't buy meat at Schnucks and cook a medium rare.
Why? What's wrong with Schnucks?
Livery.
That's
Possible
slanderous.
sponsor.
That's slanderous as all hell.
It's not slanderous.
Yes, it is. You're telling us Schnucks meat might hurt us.
Well,
Costco
because
got
it's usually 90% lean, 80% lean, 70% lean. So I'm not going to cook that medium rare. But if I go to like the smokehouse and I know I'm getting sirloin and ribeye, I'm going to cook that medium rare. But
Doug, have you gone? Do you do Costco? Do you do any of that?
Occasionally, yeah.
Costco is that meat selection that they
How is
have
it?
there is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, I'm not like, I don't know if it's like good, like the 80-20. I'm not for sure how to judge.
Yeah.
But it looks unbelievable.
Which Costco do you go to? The one in South County?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
You see-
it's always crowded.
They're building a Chick-fil-A by that. It's either a Sam's or a Costco. I forgot. It's in South County. You know what that Chick-fil-A is going to do?
What?
It's probably going to be the highest grossing Chick-fil-A in the St. Louis. Maybe
Where is
even
it gonna
the state
be?
of Missouri. It could be right next to, I think it's Costco.
Oh, really?
Right next to the entrance of Costco.
Yeah,
Can you
oh,
just
good
imagine the
entrance.
traffic that's going to happen, dude?
No.
they'll get no business on Saturday, though.
Why?
Sunday.
People go there at Costco, and it's like a
Oh, dude,
like a
yeah.
homeless shelter.
Oh, it's really, you have people going for third and fourth helpings of the free
freebies.
samples.
Yeah, free samples.
It's noticeably
Yeah.
bad.
You could almost have lunch there.
Well, these people do, most of them.
Well, they can handle it. They're all right with it.
And they're paying for their members.
Yeah, they got you in the store.
Correct. Yeah.
It's something else that has to stop.
Oh gosh, what are we upset by now?
Well, I wasn't taking a shot at Schnucks. It's like any supermarket that, 70% lean, 80% lean. You're not really sure.
So what's wrong with that?
It's good meat. I just won't cook it medium rare.
Why not?
Because I'm not sure what's in it.
Well, if it's lean, it's better for you, right?
60% lean, 80% lean, but I don't know.
Oh, we
anyway,
do. We do
Wouldn't
all
that-
of it. We
wouldn't
do
that make it
Olive and
better for you?
Page, Olive and Page,
Anyway, they have
Madison.
good
Want to
meat.
say not South County, Olive and Page.
But if you go to the deli, which I do, I don't buy the packaged stuff. I'll get sliced Swiss cheese or sliced roast beef, whatever. Don't be one of those people that they ask you, how do you want it cut? And I always say sandwich size. Then they come out with it, is that fine? Yeah. Can I taste that? Let me see if that's what? A little bit thicker. Then is that okay? Can I taste that? What do you have to taste the thickness?
Really?
And you're up there for 10 minutes just basically just eating lunch. What's that honey baked ham taste like? Can I taste a piece? How about that smoked turkey? After like 9 different lunch meats, you've had 2
does
sandwiches
this?
already.
Who does that?
I'm next in line. I'm watching these people just basically eat lunch.
Where are you shopping?
Schnucks.
Where? What part of town?
Maryland Heights.
Oh.
And Schnucks is nice enough to let people taste it, but you don't know what ham tastes like? What about that roast beef, that London broil? What does that taste like? It tastes like beef.
Oh.
Order it.
Okay,
Quit eating.
Don't get mad.
Oh, I'll tell you, you go to the Schnucks on Arsenal, those people don't play. They are.
Why don't they
It's
play?
a very aggressive Schnucks, and I like it.
The people that work there or the people
yeah, the people that work there. Yeah, they're over.
Because they're probably fed
They're
up
over
with
it,
the
yeah. And I
clientele.
love going in there. It's no nonsense. Like, it's amazing. They got it working like a prison there, and I love that.
This is what it is. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, no videos. I don't do your TikToks here. Just move along and get the hell out. Love that.
One elderly lady got upset with me because I finally commented after like 9 pieces of meat. I said, can I get you some mustard and maybe a loaf of bread? She goes, pardon me?
Oh.
Well, you've been up here for an hour. Go ahead and make a sandwich and get out.
I've had the thought many times when I walk into one of those big grocery stores, wondering if I eat that much food in a lifetime. What's in that grocery store right now? Would I eat that much by myself in a lifetime?
Not at Costco. Those industrial. So and that's why I'm disappointed. We don't utilize it enough because we don't have the pantry space. So we use dog food and dog treats. We utilize it for a lot of things, gas. But
There's a lot of
I
aisles.
can't buy ketchup like this.
No, don't need that much.
There's a lot of aisles you're not going to use.
Yeah, but you do eat a lot over the course of 6 or 7, 8 decades. You eat a lot. I'm not sure you'd eat as much as what's in the grocery store.
Would you do a poop pile the size of
no.
Leaning Tower of Pisa?
I wouldn't. I kind of think, no, you wouldn't eat that much.
It's a lot of food.
Well, it's a thought.
That was a great thought.
This is a thought I have every time I walk in one of these places. Would I eat all this in my lifetime?
Well, I've always said, I don't know how we don't run out of beef. I mean,
Because we have lots of cows.
As
I'll
much
tell you
meat
how.
as this country eats. I mean, you can't have a calf every week. Those things got to grow up. You would think they'd run out of calves at some point. Well, we're out of beef. Until these grow up, we're out of beef.
That's why they shoot them up with growth hormones quickly, so they're bigger earlier in their lives. They don't have to live so long.
Don't seem to run out. They just keep having babies and
Chickens, too. No matter where you go, you can order as much chicken as you want. How many chickens are losing their lives every day? It's got to be in the tens of millions, right?
yeah, I don't know how they keep producing, and they're old enough to cook them.
Well, Gabe.
The Colonel will be joining us. James Carlton is in. If you want to tag out, he is in. And he said he's available.
Come on in, buddy.
James, come on in. Illinois Recovery Center is the new premier inpatient substance abuse facility in Swansea, Illinois. When it comes to the disease of addiction, getting help should not be as difficult as it currently is. The Illinois Recovery Center's mission is to be the receiving hand in the community when someone seeks help. The IRC delivers a comprehensive system of care that welcomes both the individual struggling and family alike. If you or someone you know wants to learn about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or email info@illinoisrecoverycenter.com. And if you are in the market for jewelry, Glenn Betts Jewelers, the official jeweler of TMA, online at glennbettsjewelers.com, just a mile east of 270 in Manchester in De Pere. The Glenn Betts difference is you are served personally, not sold. Glenn Betts Jewelers develops relationships through generations of your family as well. It's glennbettsjewelers.com, located 1 mile east of 270 on Manchester and De Pere. In the jewelry business, there is good, there is better, and there's best. And now we have Betts. The Betts family passion for serving their customers have been passed down from generation to generation. Go to glennbettsjewelers.com. Every Monday on the program, the Colonel will join us, and he's going to be presented to you by the great James Carlton, who has entered the Michelob Ultra Studios. James Carlton, online at carltoninsurance.net. What's the good word, James?
Good morning. There's a buzz after that San Diego game. I keep calling them San Diego, South Dakota game.
Nice.
A buzz where?
I mean, don't you feel it?
No, I couldn't watch it. I
Points in the
couldn't
first
watch
half?
the game.
Oh, goodness, that's right.
Yeah, Doug.
So you're going to prioritize the Cardinals over the Tigers?
Cardinals
Is that what
and
I'm hearing?
Blues
Okay.
over Mizzou.
Okay.
Mizzou plays, what, 12 games?
So what I can't get is on the Bally's app, you can get Blues a la carte for $20 a month. And
No,
that's
they
what
won't do that with baseball, though.
But they won't do it with baseball.
Can't do it with baseball.
Okay.
So
That's a mess. What a mess.
And that's why Bally's is trying not to pay Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball has told them, you have to pay. Kind of a surprising development there. And they want to be able to distribute it on their app. A la carte, i.e. NHL. The NHL situation could get quite intriguing here when the season opens up in about a month. It's quite a spot.
It really is.
What is your television provider? Are
So
you
I
a
have
moron
YouTube,
like me
I
and
have
do
YouTube
multiple?
TV. I used to. I used to have DirecTV Stream and YouTube TV, so I can get Cardinals and Blues on DirecTV Stream, and then SEC Network and NFL and all that stuff on YouTube TV because I want it Red Zone.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy that for an add-on. I think it's about $10 a month. That's no brainer for me. $10 a month. I get my money's worth on the Red Zone on Sundays for sure. So right now I have that still for the Blues. I'll just do a la carte, and I haven't watched much baseball.
Well, there you go. Everybody's telling us about this Fubo.
I haven't been on there.
What's smart baseball this year, but if it was most years, you'd be right in the middle of a pennant race right now, trying to nail down first
And
place.
I'd make more of an effort if that were the case. You're right.
Yeah. Well, so will I be able to watch Mizzou at all this year?
I don't know.
Well, come on, get something done.
I mean, SEC Network's blacked out for you right now,
Yes.
right? Or any ESPN
too.
channels?
ESPN.
It's all gone.
Yeah.
It's all gone. It's
Oh,
brutal.
my.
You got Monday Night Football a week from tonight, much less any games. Missouri K-State's an ESPN game. Yeah, it's quite a spot.
Yeah, that's tough, Doug. I feel
And
for you.
I think that this will be the beginning of the market shifting of television. I think that this one, I don't think Charter's backing down. And I don't think Disney's in a spot where they can back down. So Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe it'll be remedied within the next hour, but I think this one could go on for a while.
Sometimes you go on YouTube or Facebook and someone is illegally streaming the game.
Sure.
That's happened a few times. I've done that for fights, boxing matches, and things like that. But you can't count on it, and then it disappears usually after about 10 or 15 minutes when somebody hears about it.
My Netflix reverted back to me being able to join it again. I'm using Madison's parents' account, and a few months ago they snipped that, so we couldn't use it, and I just tried to log in randomly again, and it doesn't
work. Got it.
So...
Chase Daniel just tweeted out that he is excited to announce the official start of his media career, working on the NFL Network. He is co-hosting the new 33rd team show, Chasing It, with Trey Wingo, I guess. Co-hosting the Athletics football show with Robert Mays for the upcoming NFL and college football season and beyond. Being able to work in studio every Monday on the NFL Network's last season while I was still playing was an invaluable experience. It was a lot of work handling 2 jobs at once, but I'm so glad I did. There's no substitute for doing the real thing, and now I'm ready to kill it this season. So he is done playing, and now he is going on to the NFL Network and the Athletic. Good for him.
Have you seen some of his stuff?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good.
I thought he made a really compelling case for Brady Cook. Not that I'm saying that he's, I'm not high on Brady Cook. I'm not down on Brady Cook. I just would like to see Sam Horn more. But as Chase Daniel, A, played, and B, was behind the scenes with the team this year. He appeared on
one of those SEC shows.
One of those SEC shows. Mm-hmm. And said there was no question that Brady Cook's the guy.
That's right. Yeah.
And I mean, that's a hell of an endorsement there.
Yeah, and he also kind of reinforced Drinkwitz's comments about his character and leadership and all those different factors as well. I mean, he's the starter. Like Gabe said in his piece immediately following the game, there is not a starter battle right now.
I see Chase Daniel started 5 games in his career, made $36 million.
Isn't that something?
Healthy as the day is long.
Preseason, probably Hall of Famer, though. He had some great preseason stats.
It's amazing that with all the quarterback problems in the league, he never really got a shot. He never really did.
I think he said it took him like 5 seasons to ever actually play.
Yeah.
Like he never even got into a game until he was like almost 30.
And maybe that boded well for him in these contracts.
Good locker room guy.
Didn't have any tape on.
Maybe.
Got a Super Bowl ring, too.
Yes, first season.
On the top.
You would just think at some point you would really like to have a shot to play 4 or 5 games without being yanked out.
I'm with you, but at some point I'd like to have that $38 million for starting 5 games.
That's even better. Yeah.
He's got probably very limited injuries and feels
great. As good
great.
as he was in college, though, you would have thought that at some point someone will give him a little bit of a chance.
True. But like Colt McCoy, you haven't seen much. I mean, I guess he started a few games last year. He's still bouncing around a little bit. Kind of a similar type guy.
Yeah.
James and I played golf yesterday, Doug.
Yeah, Tim took a few dollars.
Of course, you probably let him.
No, I didn't. I'm a hack.
James was 2 up though through 2.
Oh, were you really?
That? Just came out of the gate firing, just like Mizzou's offense on that 3 and out.
Really?
Is that what they did on the first drive? They went 3 and out.
They punted.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I saw the first 3 plays and then it went black.
Lucky.
I mean, I'm not.
Oh, really? It did. It did.
Yeah, it started.
That's what I read.
Then it went black. I didn't realize it.
Mine didn't even let me watch it. It was like the on-field reporter was going, and then it went black.
Oh, I thought for sure you'd be a YouTube TV guy.
Nope. But luckily, one of my friends blessed me with his YouTube TV.
Yeah, I think there's a way you can add 4 users per account. I mean, so anybody out there, hit me up. I got extra spots to add YouTube TV.
I could use one.
I'll hit you up.
So was there a guy on a monitor with a headset like back at corporate, and somebody goes, "Okay, cut the feed."
They were teasing us. It was like, "Sure, here's your game. Come on,
Can you imagine being that guy to be able to just cut the entire feed for America for all that?
I guess Disney's got the leverage here. You would think, right? I mean, because Spectrum's the one that's going to suffer from people canceling. Like you've seen a lot of action on social media.
As I've been monitoring this so closely, I feel like I talk about it probably way too much, especially for the Balloon Party audience, because it's so sports business intrinsic. But what I'm trying to convey is all of this relates to, if you want to talk about stuff on the field, what's going on with television is going to impact or already impacting what's going on in the field. And so Charter's position is we're fine with losing customers. We're going to lose a lot of money. We know that. But we're going to lose less money than if we were to pay Disney.
Got it. Yeah.
So they're like, fine. So this could be, can't say this could be the moment where somebody goes, fine, we're good. You can take it.
That's how I was with baseball. to be candid.
But Charter, I mean, $2.2 billion is what they pay Disney. So Disney could lose that money, and of course Charter is going to lose customers. And then how it relates to college sports is all of these schools, again, it's like bait when people say, look at all the greed, but that's not actually how things work. If you don't join a conference or you don't flee to a conference, then you're left out. I mean, was Oregon State and Washington State, were they noble or were they just left out?
Oh, left out.
But does that mean that Oregon was greedy? They're just trying to survive in this space. So the issue right now is that all these rights fees are based on the subscriber model, but the subscriber model is dead. And so there's going to be a correction for college sports as well. And so this is I think it's a monster story. I don't know how titillating it is. Right now, it's at the forefront for a lot of St. Louisans because people want to watch ESPN and they can't. But this has been percolating for a while. Yeah. I mean, think about just 3 years ago, you were able to watch Fox Sports Midwest and ESPN, and you could have been a Charter subscriber, a DirecTV subscriber, YouTube TV, and you didn't even think anything of it. And now it's all gone. It's all fractured. And I would say it's actually, in the short term, going to get worse. I would imagine it's going to get better, quote unquote better, but I think it'll be like Apple and Amazon providing the platforms and then the networks doing business with them. That's what I imagine is going to happen, but it's a monster situation because it impacts the fans' ability to watch games and then it impacts the teams and their revenue. I mean, the Cardinals are taking a real hit on this thing. I don't know how it'll impact the Blues as much, but the Cardinals had $60 million and equity in Bally Sports Midwest.
At some point, Apple and Amazon will own absolutely everything.
That's it. That's it. That's where I do think it's going to go. And then one will buy out the other. I don't know which one will win.
So are the Spectrum customers like Doug? Are you guys just all going to hop in a car to make sure you can see that Middle Tennessee State game?
We'll probably miss it. Probably miss it.
The fans, I mean, should all be flocking west toward Columbia since they can't watch it on TV.
When they play some interesting games, then I'll have a dilemma.
There you go. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hook you up. I got you.
Deep Dotem has just issued a statement, Doug. YouTube TV account sharing. Heads up, one single family account can only have 3 simultaneous streams over all accounts in the quote-unquote family. I'd love to share mine with Doug if that wasn't the case. And then a little winking emoji.
Oh.
I don't know what that means. So Doug, me, and one other person could stream at the same time.
That's
and
correct.
Have no
Actually,
issues?
I know that because we've had multiple TVs on throughout the house.
Oh,
and
I
we
see.
actually
TVs.
maxed out.
Okay, gotcha.
Now that he mentions that.
So do you have kids who watch in another room or something?
Yeah,
downstairs?
but during Tigers games, they are forced to watch that offense perform.
You wear jerseys and everything in the family room when you watch?
When we go to the games, yeah, we deck it out.
Yeah.
Not when we're sitting home typically.
Oh.
No.
The Colonel's going to join us. You're sponsoring the Colonel both here on TMA and on Balloon Party this year. James, you know I'm high on the over of 6.5 wins. So is the Plowhawk.
And that's something.
Yeah.
He's a big Brady Cook guy. That one comes out of nowhere. Yeah.
I think he's gritty.
He is. I agree.
He gets a lot of slack for Drinkwit calling terrible plays. So I think he's going to have a big year.
He's a tough guy, to be sure. He
That's what I'm
runs, takes some
saying,
hits, and bounces right back up.
People like to play for him with him, it looks like. So I'm not saying they don't with Sam Horn. Just Brady Cook got that vibe to me. I like him.
Surprisingly good runner. He runs the ball well.
Absolutely.
Oh, that touchdown he had in the first half just completely, juked that guy out of his jock. So he's got some athleticism. I hope they intentionally use his legs, but hopefully he's not running for his life like he was a lot last year. If the offensive lines has improved as we're hoping.
Let's see what the Colonel has to say. He's brought to you by James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, and James is in studio here, the Michelob Ultra Studios. And Doug, here is the Colonel, Gabriel P.D. Armand. He'll be with us every Monday this year on TMA.
To talk
Today
uniforms?
on Tuesday to talk uniforms. Okay. And every Friday on Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. Good morning, Colonel.
What's up, guys? How are you?
Oh, we're fine.
Wonderful. James is in studio. I want to get your perspective on this because I'm a loyal Power Mizzou reader. A lot of my biggest fans are on Power Mizzou, and
mine too.
and I saw that some people felt like Eli Drinkwitz had lied, and then they were mad at you because you weren't mad that he was lying about what was supposed to be a quarterback competition, and I wanted to get your perspective on that because I was reading that this weekend.
What I have learned is I am pro-liar. That is my stance.
You're in favor of that.
I support untruths. Look, people don't like this, but there was a competition. It was all spring and all summer. And I don't think Eli was forthcoming. Like, I think the competition was more or less over before the first game. Now, he gave Sam Horn the second half, so, you know, if Sam had gone out there and lit it up and looked really good, maybe it's kind of okay, hang on, we need to take a longer look at this. But Brady played better, and he had the lead going into it. And, you know, I don't know what coach we expect to actually tell us the full truth going into things, right? I mean, if you want to be upset that Eli continued this competition into the season rather than saying, yeah, we know who our starter is, I guess that's your right. I tend to think it's more people are upset with who won the competition than that the competition seemed to be over. But,
yeah,
you know,
I think you're right about that.
You know, Ben Frederickson, myself, Sam McDowell, we all wrote basically the same column after that first game, which is he keeps telling us there's a quarterback competition, but there is no longer a quarterback competition. It's pretty obvious. Brady Cook is this team's starting quarterback. Now, I think it's important that they do get Sam Horn some experience and some reps when they can, because the difference between last year and this year is that Sam Horn is now one play away from being your quarterback. At any given point, a starting quarterback in the SEC is in danger of going out of the game. So he needs to be ready this year. Last year, when people were asking for him, he was a third or fourth string quarterback. He was never going to be the guy.
Well, if you have a quarterback who runs often and takes a lot of hits, it's not the worst thing in the world to have another guy with a little bit of experience ready to come in should the first guy get hurt.
And what we'll find out is, you know, the last 2 years, Eli has played a quarterback that was quite literally limping to the finish line due to injury. Now, Brady was his shoulder. The year before, Connor Bazelak was, I believe, a torn hamstring was what ended up being the case. I don't remember that exactly, but either way, he's been playing a guy in the last 4 or 5 games of the season that clearly was hurt, and we all knew it, even if he never said it. Now, he has said all summer that he feels like he has more options on this team. So, point being, if Brady Cook gets hurt, or what if Brady Cook just goes like 2 for 9 with 2 interceptions in the first half against Kansas State?
Yeah.
Well, they feel like they have an option of maybe Sam Horn is not quite as good right now. Maybe he's not quite as far advanced in the offense and all that. But I think they do feel like they have somewhere they could turn if that situation arises. And I don't think he felt that way the last 2 years.
Gabe DeArmond, brought to you by James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. Also, a lot of reaction to Eli Drinkwitz's post-game rant, so to speak. What were your thoughts on that?
A whole lot being made of nothing. You know, the whole thing about, you know, Brady Cook and dating his daughter, like, he just kind of phrased it weirdly. If he just said he's the type of guy that every father would want his daughter to bring home, like a million coaches have said that. And then the whole thing about the media not getting a vote, it was a little weird. Like, none of us have asked for a vote. None of us are under the impression you care what we think, you know. But, you know, whatever. Eli gets rolling sometimes and says some things. You know, I just, if he wins 8 or 9 games this year, he literally can stand at that podium and say anything he wants, and no fan will have an objection. I think any objection to what he says is more, well, we haven't been very good the last 3 years, and I'm not sure we're going to be any better this year, so then we get angry about what the coach says. I don't know. He can say what he wants. He's entertaining. I didn't take any offense to any of it, honestly.
Colonel, they could have won 75-0. They could have won how they won. I don't really. These games are just so, you know. I realize all schools play them, but whatever. The one thing that I did take from it that stands out to me that I feel like could be a concern beyond is the performance of Harrison Mevis, who is been one of the best kickers in the country and as reliable as it gets. And now I wonder if there's something, I don't even know if it'd be physical so much as I wonder if there's like a yip situation going on. What are your thoughts on the kicker situation?
Yeah, well, I've said this week, like, I don't really know this because I've never kicked, but it seems like kicking would be very mental. You know, and once you miss one, you're more likely to miss another one. Mevis did not miss a kick under 40 yards in his first 2 years. And then he missed a couple last year, and now he missed a couple on Thursday night. And this team played 6 games that were within a score last year. They're going to play a minimum of 3 or 4 this year. It changes the way you approach a game if you don't know you get to the 20-yard line and you don't know you have 3 points.
Yeah.
2 years ago, they knew that. They don't know that anymore. I mean, he might make it, but it's kind of throwing darts at this point. So I'm interested to see if you get down to the 30-yard line, if you get down to the 20-yard line, and you've got 4th and 1, 4th and 2, does it change the way you call a game? Because you don't know if you have those 3 points. I mean, there's going to come some point where, look, it's the end of the half or the end of the game, and you just got to toss him out there and hope. And he's still overall, the percentages are good, but it is a concern.
There were some big upsets this weekend. Clemson, Baylor, TCU all went down. Is there a message in there? Is this the portal doing its thing, or some teams just overrated at the start of the season?
Yeah, I think it's week 1 more than anything else. Maybe it's the portal, but I think it's week 1. Like we based so much on last year. Like South Carolina was the team that thought, hey, they deserve a lot of credit for beating Tennessee and beating Clemson late last year and all that. But that doesn't matter come the next September. Like the momentum doesn't carry over for 9 months. They lost a lot in the portal, put some more stuff in the portal. Like it's a different team. And so I thought a lot of people putting them in the top 25 or picking them 3rd in the East, I think that's a little too much, and they didn't look very good, right? The other thing is weird things happen in college football. I mean, like LSU lost to Florida State last year and then went on and won the SEC West. They could do that again. LSU loses to Florida State badly, but if they run the table, they're probably in the playoff. And so I've always been a big proponent that I don't think rankings should really exist and polls should really exist until week 5 or 6. But I understand that that's no fun. That doesn't get the engagement and doesn't get people fired up. I mean, every year, we literally the day after the national championship game, here's next year's top 25, which has never been dumber because we have absolutely no idea what any team's going to look like or who's going to be on any roster. So polls are for entertainment. Lines, I think, tend to probably be a little bit more, they put a little more research into those. So upsets do matter, but I think it's more week 1 is weird than anything else.
Good morning, Gabe. I know you don't get to watch a lot of practice, but I assume you had certain expectations for some of these players going into the season. Is there anything you saw last Thursday evening that stood out to you, like, whoa, this young man's going to be a player, or any depth chart changes you expect for the upcoming game against Middle Tennessee?
Yeah, well, first of all, the depth chart I expect to not change one time this year. I expect we will be handed the same sheet of paper we were handed last week 12 more times. Marvin Burks, I think you have to acknowledge what he did as a true freshman, played a lot, had a sack, really played well. He's obviously going to be in the rotation. I just really liked what I saw from Luther Burden. Last year, I thought Luther Burden was a gadget player. We're going to throw in some screens, we're going to get him some jet sweeps, we're just getting him the ball and letting him make guys miss. On Thursday night, I saw him make NFL wide receiver plays, going down the field, contested balls, taking hits, things like that. I thought all very impressive. Other than that, not a lot that surprised me. I think the biggest disappointment out of that game is that not enough guys got to play because it was 28-10 in the third quarter, and the coach doesn't feel comfortable at that point emptying the bench. That's the game you'd like everyone to get on the field, and it didn't happen. Very similar to the Abilene Christian game last year. You came out of it and go, well, we didn't get to see Sam Horn in this game, and we didn't get to see some of these guys that we don't know a lot about. That's what that game should be. And because Missouri's offense, once again, wasn't quite good enough to just put somebody away, we didn't get to see that.
Anybody else surprise you? You said Burden played a lot better. Anybody else catch your eye that maybe went under the radar a little bit?
Well, I thought the offensive line played well, but the offensive line should play well against that team. Now I looked back at what I wrote after the Louisiana Tech game last year, and one of the things I wrote was, hey, guys, I think this offensive line might be a problem. So I could tell last year, week 1, that it wasn't good enough, and I couldn't tell that this year, week 1, so that's good. Now, I'm not saying that it's fixed and everything's great because they did what they should do against South Dakota. I need to see them do it against a grown-up team, which we'll see a little bit this week and a lot more next week. But I thought that was at least a positive sign that there was one sack, I think. But there weren't a lot of 3rd and 1s. They can't get a yard. Brady Cook's running for his life. He mostly had time to throw. Sam Horn mostly had time to throw.
What did you think of what transpired in Fort Worth with Deion Sanders, Colorado Buffaloes, and TCU?
I mean, just like it was the number. It was all anybody could talk about in college football, and rightfully so. I mean, he came in, and the best way I heard Pat Forty on a podcast describe Deion the best. He just says out loud what most coaches think, right? Like all these guys have an ego and have some belief in their teams and what they do and all that, but Deion just tells everybody. And he's polarizing because of that, but he backed it all up. And if he goes out and beats Nebraska this week, I mean, that team was awful last year. They have been entirely irrelevant for the better part of 20 years. If he goes 6-6 and gets them to the Bluebonnet Bowl this year, he might be the national coach of the year. And I mean, he has. I tweeted it in the 3rd quarter. I said, if there's a better player in college football than Travis Hunter, I want to see him. His son, Shador, is a way better quarterback than I gave him credit for. I thought, yeah, he did it in the SWAC, but like I want to see him do it against a real Division I team, and he is. And now I've seen a lot of it pivot to, well, we don't even know if TCU is any good. Well, I don't care. They were a 21-point favorite, and Colorado hung 45 on them. I don't think anybody's saying Deion's going to the playoffs this year, but what he did is unbelievably impressive. Flipping that roster and then going out in week 1 and that team is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Did you happen to watch the entirety of the game? I mean, I'm not asking about the end because I think a lot of people in the country were tuned into the end, but the beginning
of Colorado? No, I turned that on mid-second quarter.
Okay. It was so clear from the beginning, and I don't know how many people were watching at the beginning. I don't even know why I was watching it at the beginning, but I was. And it was so clear what they were doing, so much of it being coaching. Obviously, there's talent now, but so much of it is coaching. And yeah, TCU is certainly not the TCU of 2022, and that's an important part of the context on it, and it is only one weekend. But a lot of it was strategic, along with, of course, a completely revamping of the roster. I absolutely love what he has done there. I love it. Like you said, Gabe, he's doing what a lot of coaches are thinking internally. The difference is he doesn't need it, so to speak, so he can say it, and he is dangerous because he doesn't care.
And where you would expect that roster is still probably behind is the offensive and defensive line, because that would just make sense, right? You can't flip an offensive and defensive line. But what he has is the skill guys. So what he's clearly going to do this year is a lot of what we saw in the Big 12, like 2005 to 2010. Hey, maybe a lot of us don't have the offensive and defensive lines to compete with Oklahoma and Texas, but what we can get is the right quarterback and the right skill position guys, and we can just spread you out across the field, and we can go try to win games 45-42. I mean, we saw it at Texas Tech, and at Oklahoma State, and at Missouri, and at Kansas. They did that for a few years in the middle of the 2000s, and, you know, it's really fun football to watch, and no, they're not going to go win a game 20-10. I mean, they're not going to pound you and run for 300 yards, but he is working with what he has, which is a stable of really good skill position guys, and, you know, yeah, you can't say, I mean, you have to give the coaching credit, right? He's adapting to what he's got right now, and maybe that's what Deion wants to do 8 years down the road, too. And if he does get the linemen, it's going to look even better. But he's clearly coaching to the strengths of the roster he has at this point in time.
Gabe DeArmond, brought to you by James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, every Monday on TMA, today on Tuesday because of the Labor Day holiday, and every Friday on Balloon Party on 101 ESPN, all presented to you by James Carlton. Thank you, Colonel.
All right, guys, have a good one.
There goes thanks, Gabe. And Iggy has re-entered. James, that means it's time for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, the great James Carter. Doug, it was his birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday, James.
Happy birthday, James. Happy birthday
I think we're about the same age, 34, 35.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Ooh, Iggy slid in behind me and grabbed my hips.
Ooh.
Oh, he did?
Ooh, Ascension Charity.
Nice. What's going on here, Iggy?
I don't know. They were dropped off. I guess Spencer maybe.
No, is that right?
Nice.
What do we got?
It's a little vendor.
It's our parking for Thursday.
Oh, sweet. Oh, because we're doing the show from there.
Oh,
I need to
that's what we
talk
need
to
him
see
for.
if we have a replacement. Or yeah. What up? I'm excited.
Nice.
I've never been to.
Maybe grab some players.
2,000. By the way, Spencer texted me this. This is just an aside. How about this?
What?
I don't know if he's listening. He probably is not because he's probably busy. As what would you say, a little beaver?
I would think so. Yeah.
How about this? Texted me. The TMA audience, man, they're just different. We got 2,700 entries in that sweepstakes to play golf with you on Monday. So I guess a week from today. By far the most entries of any sweepstakes we've had, and that includes golf with Ozzie Smith and another one we did with Craig Berube in the past. It's amazing. So tip of the cap to the TMA audience, Doug. There's something else.
When do you play with them?
Next Monday.
And this is despite the fact you're not talking to any of them. Whoever
Well,
wins.
I let them know that. I would imagine we would have had 5 million entries if people known I would have talked to them, but I just can't. I can't
there's
be
a
bothered.
talking
They don't deserve
There's a
it.
talking team.
Yeah.
There's a talking team. There's a talking
You have a
contest.
surrogate that could at least be polite to some of these
Yeah,
people?
those kids with the walkie-talkies over camming us.
No, you'll have like Messi's bodyguard out there
That's correct.
following you in case they get too
When
close.
I'm locked in on my game, I just can't be bothered.
I wouldn't think so. Pictures are out.
Yeah.
Signing.
Can't do that unless my little step stool's with me, and I'll
Oh,
do that because I don't like the height discrepancy.
Right.
I'm very insecure about
You
it.
want to at least show up in the photo.
That's exactly right. You can see the top of one side of my skull. All right, it's time for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. Sup, daddies? Give it up. What a douche. Cut the shtick. It's old. What am I reading?
I don't know.
Sup, daddies? Give it up. What a douche. Cut the shtick. It's old. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you come in. I was just busy telling off a successful business owner who rates pizza for my breezeway. Sure, his podcast is still going with a lot of sponsors, but it doesn't matter. Am I jealous? No. I've got a breezeway. Ramen noodles, Pall Malls, and lots of guests who use my patio. I'm going back into the studio. Gotta go. Love to Doug. Praises to Tim. Tokes to Plow. Hat tip to Rick. Bubbles up, Captain.
Oh.
Cuck it, suck it, and flock it. That's Mr. Flocky the Smurf.
Mr. Flocky the Smurf.
Well, I've got a lot of followers, and you just trash me. So what's the difference?
How many followers you have?
Quite a few.
Well, how many?
I don't know. I don't count.
Well, it shows you how many you have. You don't have to count
I
them.
just figure there's a few.
Okay. Tell me why my neighbor keeps mowing the grass with his shirt off. I know he's trying to send me a message, and that message is, come over here and unzip my trousers with your teeth. His topless beer belly seductively hangs over his waistband, and it's hard not to notice the sweat pooling in his oversized belly button.
Oh.
He struts around his yard with pronounced swamp ass, seductively drenching his dungarees. Samuel, our retired secretary from Sedalia, is a big history buff, so we normally just chat about World War II. But recently he asked me to reenact the Battle of the Bulge, and boy was I surprised when that bulge turned out to be hidden inside of his Hanes boxer briefs.
Hanes?
I wasn't sure if I was face to face with actual skid marks or old Preparation H stains.
Oh.
But either way you slice it, my loins were tingling. As old Sam approached me from behind, he whispered, I'm going to treat your backside like Doug's carpet and tear it up.
Oh.
Anyway, how do I break the news to my wife and kids that I'm moving out so I can spend more time with our middle-aged neighbor because I like the way his mustache feels against the nape of my neck?
Oh.
And the JV golf coach.
With a bad email. JV golf coach.
When did the JV golf coach get gay?
Everyone else is. He might as well be.
Thought it was Kevin Miller for a minute.
So he's going to sit down with his wife and children and explain that the neighbor's mustache feels good on his neck.
It's going to be a tough conversation for sure. But, you know, you only live once. I guess you got to make yourself happy.
Absolutely. Ours is the type of presentation where a middle-aged man boy with an appetite for restaurant waitresses feels free to drop in at any time and hand the phone to his Bond villain friend with the private jet so he can drop S-bombs and ignore Iggy's questions. I wish Goldfinger had been into porn so I could have ridden his coattails on the private jet. I'm broke, so I love people with money. Well, except that D-bag Dave Portnoy, who I hate follow for some reason. You see, when I'm not masturbating or doing my 15-hour-a-week, minus breaks, full-time radio show hijacker job, I like to hate follow social media accounts and get angry and reply telling them how wrong they are in order to trigger a dopamine release. So to recap, ABC and ESPN are blacked out on Spectrum. Fox and CW are blacked out on DirecTV, AT&T. The Cardinals and Baileys are blacked out everywhere else. Now, I get that ESPN and Baileys are going through an existential crisis where their golden goose business model of collecting subscriber fees from millions of people who don't care about sports is finally being market corrected. But blacking out the free broadcast channels is a bridge too far. I've dusted off my old digital antenna, and here's a sample of what you can watch for free right now.
All right.
2.1, local news. 2.2, Dennis the Menace, the early 1960s one. 4.1, local news. 4.2, divorce court. 4.3, Little House on the Prairie. Oh, Michael Landon. 5.1, The Today Show. 5.2, Good Times with John Amos, a.k.a. Cleo McDowell. Channel 9 has a bunch of kids programming and for some reason doesn't have a running Donnybrook all day. I'd love to see the Sode rerun where Sinbad sat in for Alvin Reed.
Oh.
So yeah, you get the idea. It's mostly crap for the olds, but on channel 11.4, Rewind, they've got a murderer's row of Different Strokes, Facts of Life, Head of the Class, and Family Ties. I fit to sell in and watch this until the big media slap and tickle sorts itself out. That's from Buck Swoll.
This is really nice email, Buck.
I wouldn't mind channel 11.4.
Sounds like TV land.
Buck Swoll.
Nice. There it is. Doug, that's what we got for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day.
Well, I thought the best, in my opinion, was Mr. Flocky the Smurf.
Slim pickings for Guns N' Roses tickets.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses tickets.
Even though it was gay, there's something about a man with a belly button full of sweat.
Oh!
It's like a little thimbleful.
What is there about that kind of gentleman?
It just looks like a small little pond. You could probably stock that thing. I'm going to go with JV Golf.
JV Golf Coach is shit. The Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day and is going to Guns N' Roses on Saturday. How do you do?
Well, he's fine. I'm not feeling very good right now.
He's leaving his wife for this guy with the mustache.
Yeah, I feel bad for her. He didn't sound like he was a real catch either.
That thing might be close to sold out too, Guns N' Roses.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you going? Are you going?
Well, we got an email because so many people want to go that said there may not be enough for all the staff. So I just said I'm kind of low on the totem pole. So, if there's any extra, I'll take them. But take me off so somebody else can go.
Oh,
look at that, Doug.
Wonderful gesture.
That's a treat.
Wonderful gesture.
But if I get tickets, I'll go.
Okay.
Be a nice day at Busch Stadium.
Yeah, should be.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the jungle, baby.
That's a way to end it.
Time for us to shut it down. Jackson and I are going to deal with it. It's 3 days worth of pent-up frustration on Balloon Party, and we'll tend to the situation.
We're screwed.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to talk college football. That won't be welcomed.
Why don't you start by saying Deion Sanders is the greatest coach in the history of college football?
Ooh, a take. Orlovskian.
See how that goes over.
Orlovskian. So that's coming up from 10 to 11. And any sound stories today? I don't think so. Nurse?
Yeah.
No sound stories?
Nothing on my schedule. No.
There you go. Time for us to shut it down. For the Plog, for Action Jackson, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This is Bet. Ryan Kelly morning after from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party.